That didn't work at all. Whoa. Welcome back to Unalyned.
Pepino.
Oh, yes.
Fuck.
Welcome back to Unalyned, the TTRPG stream where I, Chris, and these lovely bunch of idiots play, currently, Dungeons and Dragons. Now, you may notice things look a slight bit different.
Yeah.
Seen it.
Liam, we got shocked when we walked into.
There's a parrot next to me. I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know if
that
I get
visual
to
is
stare
visible.
at
That's great. Okay, I was hoping it would be. So yeah, we renovated the room a little bit. We have more space and more cameras now. So we have different sides
Yeah,
of
we
the
have
table.
so
on the
much
main.
shit going on all at the same time.
What?
Yeah,
Is this the room thing you mentioned the other day?
it is. Yeah.
Ah.
So that's, I think, the announcements pretty much. Apologies, we
Not
started
even
late.
out of the chair.
There was a lot of last-minute adjustments to be made, as you can see.
I could just make eye contact with the camera.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spook myself when I watch the vlog.
You're just gonna be staring into your own soul.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think with that taken care of, we should be able to get back into Unaligned.
Right on.
Last we left off, the party had got involved with the second round of this wizardly tournament, which they were able to win, though some things went awry as a magical storm enveloped the arena, and this hydra they had been chosen to fight had seemed to be altered. This runic symbol on its neck, or all of its necks, glowing and amplifying its abilities in general, as this runic storm brewed and thunder blasted the party as they fought. However, Zarzar was able to annihilate the Hydra they battled
And then he immediately conked the fuck out. He's gone.
in a flurry of key-empowered strikes. Thus, following the destruction of the Hydra, it fell from this sky arena they fought in, landing on the ground as the storm dissipated. However, as it did, that same runic symbol that had glowed on the Hydra's neck shone from within the storm, and each party member felt a strange sensation across their skin in different locations all across them, as a mirror image of that same rune emblazoned itself upon them. Seeming to be, they discovered, a symbol of unstable magic. Anytime any sort of arcana was used, this uncertain effect, wild magic surge, would explode out from the room, ranging from turning invisible to a fireball detonating from the room. So, to investigate these findings, the party made their way towards the council. But before that, I've skipped over something important. It's been a while. But before that, Nev had reunited with an old friend, Rivian, revealing himself to be the hooded cleric figure from the Devil's Chorus, the party that they had joined up with, or the party that they had fought, rather. There was a tense reunion ending in general mirth and tomfoolery, mostly from Rivian's side, as he explored the dangerous ramifications of this new room. Yes, he blew up.
Guido exploded.
But, following this, at the direction of Professor V, one of the teachers here, and in fact the teacher that Aiden and Quid first learned from, is guiding
That motherfucker has a name?
Professor
Yes,
V. Yes, we found this out last time.
Yeah, you did.
They didn't introduce themselves.
It took
did.
a while.
Not during
It-
class like
No.
they should have.
That's
No,
true.
That's true. That is correct.
It was right at the end of last session.
Welcome to Loridian.
I don't remember
But-
at the end.
Guiding you up the myriad pathways and elevators to this sort of top area of the Loridian College. This large semicircular building that is set into the side of the mountain. with all sorts of glass paned windows and runes scrawled on the edges. You see just this warm firelight spilling out from in every direction. And as you walk up, looking around, you see from this tall vista point, you can see this view surrounding the college, which you have not previously noticed. These seven, well, you can't see all of them, but you can see a pattern of towers rising up from the sides of the mountain, set far out from the college. From this vantage point, you would see four, rising in a circular pattern that seems to encircle the entire mountain. Given the positioning, you would estimate there to be around 7 of these towers, rising up, seeming to give that sort of crown shape that this mountain has become famous for, with these spires rising up around it. But as you are making your way up, this ramp, Professor V was introducing you to each of the council members, or not introducing you, but rather telling you about it, as you had asked. So there's 7 of them in total. We have, I suppose, the Spell Twister Carissa. She's in charge of the sort of testing of actual spells with hand emotions and whatnot, and the research therein focuses on that section. Works closely with Runekeeper Mosowen, who's in charge of sort of the other side of Arcana in general, with more written runes, sigils, and whatnot. Then we have the High Archivist Eravon, who is in charge of all sorts of history, both magical and natural, presides over the scribes of Lorid, leading them in their the forays into the natural histories. It acts sort of as the head of the Septarium, which is the name of the council itself, the Septarium. Sort of acts as the head, although they do act as a unified council, a democratic thing. But if there were to be a singular head, it would be the High Archivist. Then there is the Captain of the Watch, who's unfortunately not available. You will hear more about that in time. Skaradin, in charge of defending us from sorts of invaders, devouts of the Divine Order, who see us as heretics. You will also likely be told more about that in time. Then there is the Starbinder, which is sort of our clerical connection. Member of the council who is familiar with the ways of the Lorid, and also versed in the other deities and pantheons that we might interact with, being fairly separated from the clerical side of things, generally speaking. So that is her purpose. That is Starbinder Aura. Then we have the High Mechanist, which is, as the name might imply, in charge of all things mechanical. In fact, my golem, as you have seen, helping me, Archibald, was created by the High Mechanist himself. Very advanced stuff. Often works closely with Runekeeper to build these things, as mechanisms have not quite caught up to magic yet and often need runic assistance. Then you have the final of the Myth Seeker, who is in charge of, works closely with the Scribes of Lord, in charge of expeditions to find ancient ruins, bring back relics, keep them in the vault in his spire. But that said, I believe that is all 7 of them. Do we have any questions before we get into the main chamber up here? Pointing to that large, like, semicircular.
What was the last person's name?
Oh, yes, I did forget. Myth Seeker Arabor.
Okay. What was the Star Weaver?
Starbinder.
Starbinder. What was their name?
Oraya.
Alright.
Okay.
I'll need a recap of this later.
Yeah, I'm sure I butchered the
I mean,
spelling.
Eden's taking wonderful notes on this. I am not.
Fair, fair. Yes, that is the Septarium.
Can't wait to. We're gonna try to
Yes.
do that.
Right, but are we ready?
Is there any way we should conduct ourselves? Any kind of dress code or something?
No, no particular dress code.
Like business casual or like
Just whatever you are wearing currently works.
okay. Most of us are covered in blood.
Also fair. They're expecting. They are apprised of the current situation with the wild magic running rampant. That is part of what they have been researching and would like to speak to you about.
Okay.
But also just general mannerisms, titles.
We are fairly informal around here. Just refer to them by their title and first name if you would like to be different. If not, their name works.
Noted.
Okay.
To show deference.
We'd like to be different.
Definite. To show deference. No, that's not
I
that.
don't know what you're talking about.
Out of character, remind me. So it's our whole party. Miriam went off to heal people.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I guess, Rivian's just around, and then we don't know where the rest of the Devil's Chorus is.
Yeah, Rivian is around.
He's just hanging out.
Unknown. He's sort of like peering out at everything. You see quite a few like devious smirks crawl into his face as he looks at various
And I'm just gonna like
bits of it.
smack him on the arm a little bit, very
What?
gently.
I wasn't doing anything. It's fine. But you have now approached on this sort of like spiraling path up the side of the mountain these large, ornate oaken double doors leading into this well lit, sort of warm area. It almost looks like an amphitheater set into the side here, but fully enclosed with glass paneled windows all around the side. As you can see, like peering in through the windows a bit, this sort of semicircular raised podium on the side opposite the main windows on the mountain, where 7 throne-like chairs are set with various figures sitting on them. Not all of them are filled. The council chambers are yours too.
Shall we peruse?
I have a question that's not related to perusing at all.
Okay.
I behold, how many council members were there?
5.
5. Okay.
Mm.
That's very okay. Moving forward.
Okay. Who is leading the charge, so to speak?
Sure. I'll take it.
Okay. Would you go up and how are you entering this room?
I'll just pretty normally
Okay, just open
open the door
Okay.
like a normal person and walk in.
Fair enough. Walking in, the temperature goes from this very chilly atmosphere to like a very sudden change to a perfectly like slightly cozy warm area as you see various braziers around the top of this room. And now that you entered, you see there's also skylights all around the top of this room to allow you to see the sky and the stars above. Especially one large circular skylight in the ceiling that is completely clear, just allowing you to see perfectly up into the bit. Then there is an amphitheater setup, sort of these rows of benches that ascend in height a bit, not much, just 3 rows. And then behind that, the entire back wall is this paned glass that allows you to see out across the forests of Aridin. You see various like plumes of smoke rising and like gatherings of lights as the day begins to draw to a close and lights sort of begin to glow up out of the forest. You see just the various cities speckled across the forest. And then across from that, in this vaguely semicircular position, these 7 throne-like chairs in which each of the council members are seated. You recognize on... You would not recognize, but on the far left, there is seated this fine, like light sort of cerulean with star-like patterns all across robes. This half-elven woman with like auburn hair sort of tied back into a bun, and you notice a very, very clear like holy symbol-like necklace dangling down from the neck. That is a very ornate clasped book. Sort of sitting, hands folded in her lap, looks to you as you approach. Across, or next, towards the middle, there is this chair is empty. It appears to be a more sort of utilitarian chair compared to the rest. They're not all the same by any means. The Starbinder's chair, the half-elven woman, is sort of adorned with various platinum and silver scroll works of like tomes, and almost looks like a library represented within the chair itself. But like each book with sort of star-like patterns. And then across from that, a more sort of simple, powerful seat, which you surmise to be the captain of the watch's position, though it is currently. Across from that, there is the this sort of like whirring, steaming contraption of a chair that like it seems to be like steampunk condensed into a throne. You can see it almost moves as it's sitting there on these little mechanical robotic legs that whir and hiss steam as the chair sort of seems to settle in itself as like settling into a seat, but it is a seat. As the high mechanist is sitting, a very sort of like finely dressed, like steampunk attire, with the stereotypical fine like top hat with a set of strange looking goggles, all sorts of cogs and different lenses on top of this well trimmed, a bit haphazard, middle aged human with plenty of graying hairs, that sort of salt and pepper, close shaven beard. You can see on this sort of like sharp featured man, one of his eyes is this piercing blue. The other is like where the white of the eye should be. It is just this gray sort of mechanical eye that has a piercing cerulean blue point that sort of like looks around the room, surveying, separate from the main eye. As he sort of settles into this chair and like looks at all of you, as the chair itself seems to move to help him look. Then across from him, a slightly taller chair, with quite literally like a library contained within, like several books set within the arms of the chair, sitting this very finely black and platinum robed human, fairly tall. You would imagine this to be the High Archivist. Very sort of fine, distinguished features. These dark brown eyes sort of look at you as you all enter. Very calculating, like sizing you all up. But fairly relaxed in his posture, not stiff and firm, but sort of just examining. To his left, there is this haphazard sort of throne. Looks like there's a bunch of dents and scrapes in it, some acid burns across it. Just a fairly simple mahogany wooden throne-like chair. Sitting cross-legged, one arm up on the thing, is this very like battered looking avian, like a bird folk person. Looks like a hawk, hawkish features, quite literally, with the forehead feathers, I guess, that go back into the tall ears, and these brow that furrows, with a small beak that sort of looks and considers in a sort of brown leather, like cured brown leather and forest green attire, with a longbow just sort of hooked around one of the spires of the chair, just leaning against it, as well as several weapons, some of them stabbed into the wood of the chair itself. Very clearly the myth seeker. It looks like an adventurer.
Runekeeper.
I've listed 6.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, the aliens, they're upon us!
I have notes for 5.
Do you do the roomkeeper?
We have Starbinder, Captain of the Watch, High Mechanist, High Archivist, Midseeker,
I didn't do spell twister, did
Spell Twister, and Rootkeeper.
I? Okay, that's what it was. Alright. To his left, we have this very, like, charred, sort of like, looks like many magical mishaps have occurred across this. Sitting here, you have this very plainly adorned, just, simple grayish robes, this white furred catfolk, a Turksy, with these completely milky white eyes that nevertheless seem to stare at each of you as you enter, sort of taking you in. Very sort of eclectic, like looking around, jittery almost, as hands sort of fiddle, and you see strands of blue weave in between the fingers as they're just fiddling, and sparks are emitting from it. Several times you see like a flash of cerulean across one eye and the other, and just reaching into random pouches that seem to be hidden all within this simple gray robe and pulling out various things. To the left of her, this is the spell twister, you would assume, is this like metallic chair, this hard iron chair with just covered in various runic carvings. You have no idea what most of them do, as this other white furred tabaxi with the same milky sort of eyes, also the same robes, is sitting there fiddling with various runes. Seems to have like one of the fingers seems to be missing entirely and has been replaced with like a mechanized version of it that has sort of an automated chisel in it that is sort of working at one of the things, carving in a new rune as they watch. It's the array.
Wow.
I slink into the room behind Quid and just instinctively give a respectful bow to all of them.
The High Archivist in the middle sort of nods to bow. Well, we welcome you all during these uncertain times. I do not know how much specifically you are aware of the goings on, so I suppose you may tell your tale first before we share. In regards to the rune, he sort of like pulls up back the sleeve, and you see scroll across his forearm that same wild magic rune. In regards to the recent runic
Well, Hydra had it on its necks, and then Hydra died, and now it's on us all over the place. Yeah.
interesting.
Might be notable. I mean, yes, it had the runes on it, which seem wild magic related, but there's something almost more powerful or intentional about it. It's not normal wild magic, like that storm it conjured up isn't an ordinary fact.
Yes, very perceptive. We have seen similar. It would appear, yes, that the Hydra that we had captured for use in the arena had some sort of marking on it that has now spread following its death, which we believe is connected to some things rumbling forth. And I will defer to Midseeker to inform you. The avian figure who you had heard it was Arabor. Right, so yeah, it's a bit fucked up there. There's all these how to put it. Seems like there's rifts everywhere. like the weave itself is spilling out of the air, which normally it's supposed to be contained, and it's not, which is not normal. But it seems to be spilling onto all sorts of creatures and animals, and when you kill them, it spreads like a disease. It's very strange. Never seen anything like it. But it's my opinion that it seemed like the barrier between the weave and the material plane is fracturing up north. All sorts of weird shit happening up there. More of these runes and creatures afflicted with it. Fiddles with this the pommel of a dagger digging its way into the wood of the chair. I got one myself. It pulls back and like near the back of the neck, like sort of moves aside some feathers in the rune as I'm blazing there. It doesn't affect me terribly much because I'm more of the blades and arrows so up, but it's a little annoying. But anyhow, we think it's spreading, which is a bit of a problem, especially since now that it's sort of made its way to our college. There's lots of magic casters here, you may or might have noticed, and it would be nice if they could cast without blowing everything up. So the plan of attack, as it were, is to send some people up, figure out what's going on, and report back, maybe close on rifts. You guys, seeing as you won the tournament, in fact, it was actually sort of the plan to begin with, to have the winners be offered the opportunity to go forth and figure it out. But, well, you affected now, so it's a little bit more in your bailiwick. So before we go into too much detail, what you say? You interested in the little adventure?
Out of character, do we know what's there, what's north?
North?
Like any area that we're familiar with?
Not particularly.
Okay, I was just trying to...
Other than just, like, Unalyned is up north compared to where you are, but it's also to the west of it. It's more northwest than just straight.
Just trying to double check that this is probably separate from the Unalyned there and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm certainly interested in this, but I can't speak for you two.
Does ours are just not count anymore?
Lisa's right there.
I don't know. He's a bit zoned out right now.
Eden, what the fuck, dude?
He hasn't spoken in a long time. Usually
Okay, you didn't even acknowledge Issa either.
Lisa's right there.
I mean, I generally differentiate
hey.
in terms of
Issa.
where we're going.
Listen, I'm sorry. It's been a long trip. It feels like it's been multiple weeks. Brain's not working the way it should.
It's fair.
We're all weirdly out of practice.
I don't know. Doing great.
Well, today we do need a sort of advanced scout to go in front of the main party to warn the. We have an outpost set up near one of the various ways to get into the Cloudlock lands, and need someone to go forward and help them with that. Preferably someone rather faster than in parties. At which point Zara just sort of like goes, I mean, I'm pretty fast.
Just someone else, please.
Well, there you go. And that is true.
It is pretty fast.
I mean, I could go.
I mean,
I feel weird to be too separated from him for too long,
technically, I could
but
also go. I can fly, and I'm faster than the average person.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if anyone tries to cause trouble, I can just ask them nicely not to.
Did just punch a
I just
hundred
want to
down.
make sure, is Marinus aware?
Punch a hundred to
easily.
Yeah.
You see sort of a and a more sort of refined bit take over. Yes, Marinus is aware.
Well, if you can tell that to him, like, thank you for letting us know.
Can we tell that this just is Marinus?
Yes, this seems to be
yeah.
Marinus. This Zardar's now Marinus turns to Erebor. We can do this thing for you, assuming the rest of the band is on board with this.
And then we'll catch up with you.
I believe that is the idea.
Okay, I'll get
Are
the.
you, what, you're gonna run there? How far is this place?
Well, I mean, if I need to,
I mean,
I would imagine they would give me some sort of transport, though.
then what's
Yes.
the point of you being faster? They're like gonna give you like a horse or something. Why would you need to be able to run quick? That doesn't make any sense.
It was more about the one person than the actual individual speed. More, not slow, not cumbersome, and alone. But
Zarzer punched a Hydra to death.
anyhow, we do have a griffin free for the single messenger to warn the forward camp. We do have a couple. Speaking of which, I should brief you. Seemed like you're interested. Situation up north. Basically, the area we're going to is called Ordos. Can't imagine you would have heard of it. It's I mentioned before, it's called the Cloud-Locked Lands. It's because it's well, in a normal sort of a continent situation, it would be waterlocked like an island, but we're in the sky, so cloud-locked. It's off from the rest of Lightdale, and there's only a few ways to reach it. You either have the Shattered Bridge, Morakil's Pass, or the Levia River. Judging from the lost look on your faces, you don't know what either of those three are. I would not recommend Morakil's Pass, as it's pretty far from here. So, dangerous of the three. Shadow Bridge is basically a series of several landmasses that are floating in the air. Used to be connected by a river. Has just bits of river connected them. Also fairly dangerous. The most direct path to sort of where you're going, but the rivers to get there are not the most direct. And then you have Levia's River, which is this very strange circumstance. It's well, you know how rivers normally follow the natural curvature of the land. Well, if there's no land to follow, this one just sort of floats, curves through the air. You need a ship of some sort. Still dangerous, though I believe it's the least dangerous. Does take the most time, though, but we're not really on a time crunch, just more of a figure this thing. So, between those three, we'll leave it up to you.
We do have a ship.
That
You
is
do,
correct.
And
you-
an Aurora.
And an Aurora.
The direct and safe path is probably the most logical to go down.
Oh no. The Levia's River is not super direct. It's sort of the middle ground as far as directness, but it is the most safe path, and you are capable. But this is like that.
Was the
Okay, pass was most dangerous and far. Then there's the bridge that was also fairly dangerous, but the most direct. And the river, least dangerous. Need a ship. We're covered there. Takes the most time.
Takes a long time, but we're used to long ship travel, so shouldn't
Yeah.
be too much of an issue.
All right, excellent. Then I'll give Saphira the instructions as far as the which outpost to go to. Zarza, Marinus, seems like there's a bit of a dual piloted situation there. You'll
It's a way to phrase it.
actually I can do it. Yeah, come with me. I'll show you the way. Sort of sits up off of his chair, grabs the bow and slings it across the shoulder and starts collecting like pulling the knives and things out of the chair and slitting them into all sorts of different bandoliers and sheaths across his body. All right, so this way, and exits off of a side door. Zars are following behind. Sort of turns, gives you a very cheerful wave.
I'm nervous.
It'll be fine. I'll make all sorts of friends.
Okay.
Fucked.
Heard from him.
Sorry, Aiden.
Erebor just took him out back and shanked him.
It works for anger up. You finally got rid of someone.
The higher hosting him. Right. So that appears to be mostly settled. We will provide you with provisions and some materials for your journey. It appears you already have a ship.
Yeah. Look at me. I'm gonna look at these.
And yeah, it's a ship that works. Unless there's a reason it shouldn't. Does it need a special ship or?
I mean, we don't need to fly, so that should be fine.
We have a ship that can fly, but not up here. Because flying doesn't work up here.
Oh yeah, a sky ship from Terracotta.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we're not entirely sure why they don't work here, but something to do with the distance from the main mass, I believe. We're looking into it. Oh yes, there is another point to normally Scaradin would inform you of this, but she is otherwise indisposed dealing with the Divine Order.
Divine order.
It's a bit of a long story. Basically, a bunch of rather nasty clerical types who believe our way of life is heresy.
I'm just gonna bring back a little bit.
Wait, what? Why is it heresy?
Oriah sort of pops up. It's complicated. Long story short, it technically is. It's just that the various divines are split on whether or not that's a problem. Yeah, some of you have probably heard a little bit about this. Again, it's complicated, but to cut the story a bit shorter. Mortals did not used to be able to wield magic of any kind without some sort of divine aid. This would come in the form of clerics or had their animus sort of guided through their own faith and connection to the divine, or those who made pacts with either divines or less savory individuals. But then Eridus happened and somehow managed to punch a hole in the barrier between the material plane and the weave. And suddenly mortals were able to wield it. And that sort of connecting force broken and made thinner. Still takes practice, but now you have sorcerers and wizards and all sorts of people able to wield the weave that you couldn't before. And so the Divine Order is a group of divines and their followers that believe that this is a violation of the natural order of things, that mortals never should have been able to wield magic without the say-so of their divine guardians. And they seek to wipe us out. It has been an ongoing conflict. Aiden is currently holding them back, because we are sort of situated in the heart of the Divine Order itself. Aiden is where they are strongest. One of the original faithful cities. But there are other gods, like the Lorid, that believe that this is an expansion of mortal knowledge and is acceptable and fine. So it is, as some divines do, look down upon it, it is, in a literal sense, heresy. But it is not so simple.
Does Nev know Lorena's stance?
Make a religion check.
Bad at those.
We don't help.
With advantage, because it is your own divine.
Turns out Lorena hates arcanists, and you've been traveling with multiple of them.
17.
17. You know Lorena is pretty solidly on the side of arcane magic is just an exploration of more.
It's pretty
She's
cool,
fine.
man. Bullshit.
It's pretty dope.
She does not disapprove of Nev's friends. Good to know.
Mhm. Okay. But that is actually a good segue into the other part of this. The Divine Order is also investigating these rifts, as they believe they might be able to use them to seal the weave off. Permanently, I believe. So you
That's
may
pretty
well
whack.
run into interference. Just a warning on that end.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Then I did defer back to the hierarchist for the rest of it, unless there was questions. Right. Thank you. Now, as far as your actual goal, first you will need to reach the Levian River and travel along it, which has its own dangers. You'll need to travel along various rivers to reach that in the first place, as traveling through the forests themselves is highly inadvisable. That said, once you do reach it, we believe the rifts are connected to ancient Lysar ruins. Sort of a serpentine race of people, a mixture between snake and human. Find some evidence of these rifts and follow it if you can. If you find evidence of a gathering of these members, we believe they are also attempting to interfere with these rifts for some personal gain. We're not sure of the exacts. Possibly magical power, possibly dominion. Who can say for? Possibly you, hopefully, if you are able to ascertain such things. Search out these ruins and find within the rifts. And our knowledge on this is rather limited. So part of what you are figuring out is what to do about them. I would suggest a stabilization, if possible. As we believe it is the unstable nature of them that is causing this wild magic to leak into our world.
Fair.
So then again, are there any things you would like to clarify?
So we plan to go to the river. You'll be providing some materials and provisions.
Yes.
Okay. I assume we set off as soon as possible.
Relatively, yes. It is not the most time sensitive, but there are other agents working to utilize these rifts, possibly in quite detrimental ways.
Okay. I don't know what we're doing.
But again, that said, you do not have a very specific goal, so we are familiar with how these things work. The path often reveals itself as you go. Do not be afraid to segue into other things, as they may well lead you to
Right? Yeah.
Oh, and keep a detailed record if you can of that. I see you gesturing to them have a journal of sorts.
I'm just gonna glance over at Eden, who's been actually. You should not be out in character. You should be in a bag in character. Possibly visible. Possibly visibly.
You were writing down. Then that would have been
possibly visibly in a bag. I think Eden is actively taking notes. If you
then that would be directed to you.
Aiden always has at least 3 books out at one time.
Yeah.
Does he just balance them somehow?
The books he stole.
Occasionally.
Got us.
Oh, yes, that does remind me. Spell Twister, if you might. Right, yes. This being the more arcanist of the two Taxi sort of leans down, looks at you. You are a student here, yes?
Recently enrolled, but yes, that'd be accurate.
Interesting. Now you have yet to complete much in the way of coursework, correct?
This is certainly true.
Oh, and that goes for the sorcerer as well.
Yeah.
And this is for both of you. There is generally a sort of project we have students undertake midway through a learning period. You are to fabricate your own spell. This may be a matter of personal experimentation for one more unpredictable as yourself. But for the more wizardly of the two of you, it should be nothing but study and time to create this new spell. I advise you use what you find in your journey to aid in the construction of such a new incantation. Do you have any questions regarding your assignment?
I guess as the specifics, levels, school of magic. Is there a deadline? Restrictions?
Sort of one hand twines out to the side while her eye, like those milky eyes, remain locked on you, and just strands of weave twine in her fingers, and she reaches into the air and pulls out this scroll. So unfurls it. The spell should be moderately powerful. Roughly at your... Her eyes flash cerulean briefly. Current capabilities around there, if not higher. As far as School of Magic, anything you would want. The requirements are not great. More to prove that you are capable of producing original arcana.
Okay, and then I guess I know that certain sections of like necromancy and whatnot is controversial. So, is there any? I'm assuming I shouldn't perform like human sacrifice or anything, but just any other specification.
You heard that and went, I got a guy for that. What are you doing?
A fair question. I would advise refraining from most morally objectionable spells involving humanoid sacrifice or resurrection of unethically sourced bodies. However, if you are willing to find volunteers, feel free. I should clarify. It is best if they are willing volunteers, rather than magically enchanted to be willing.
Well, I'm not really that good at enchantments anyway, so that's not really a worry, is it?
Right. Not worried. I sense you will be successful in this.
Thanks.
How do I'm new to being sorcerer. How do you go about making a new spell?
I believe the your kind of caster would often put it as fuck around, find out.
Okay. It's not really any like
I've heard that phrase before.
thing.
Sort of.
Yeah, I've said it before.
Yes, that is where I heard it. Not you specifically, necessarily.
Well, that's what you made it sound like.
You were
When
one
I-
of them.
I-
Do not worry about it. Yes, your manner of casting tends to be haphazard, as it comes from within your force of will, rather than studying.
Okay.
Figure out what you can do and expand upon it. As I said before, do not worry. I have faith. Be successful. I have seen various outcomes where it's
Okay.
Eden, based on how she talks and like various articles around her, you would sense that this is someone who very much specializes in the divination school magic.
Oh,
Divinized stuff.
I shall note that.
Often referred to as seers.
These notes are a
And-
mess.
Is this the spell twister?
This is the spellmaster, who looks
Okay.
is likely twins with the runekeeper, judging by their appearance and mannerisms.
Well,
The the higher goes. Right. Well, thank you. Mildly unsettling as always. Then I believe things are settled for the most part.
Yeah.
Have you ever been given a like very, from I guess, like a normal being given a quest?
Oh yes, that reminds me.
Oh. Like the Baron?
Apart from the inherent knowledge and learning you will have from this, there will be rewards, monetary and otherwise, successfully sealing these rifts or stabilizing. An amount equal to 6,000 gold. And various artifacts. As well as any relics you find along the way are yours to keep. Then, unless we have any further questions. He suddenly seems to stiffen, like straighten. His brow furrows.
I suddenly have many questions.
Then his eyes sort of widen. He looks around. I believe we are under attack.
What?
We're
Stands up
still injured.
and looks to, or it walks over to,
16 hit points.
stands up and quickly walks over to the window where he looks out and sees, oh dear, you should be on your way quickly. The Divine Order is here. Are any of you going to the window?
Yes.
Okay. Looking
I was
out,
about to get shot in the face.
there's a barrel of a shotgun weirdly. Looking out, you see one of these spires that was standing up around the crown is sort of like tilting on its edge as there's this large like bite taken out of the side of it and is leaning, and you see these like strands of purple energy lashing it together and trying to pull it back as these runes flare up around. And you see this whining serpentine like creature around the spire itself. This long black scaled creature with these spines coming off of it and a large draconic head at the end of it, which you recognize as a Lindweir. Spiraling around the tower and crushing it in its coils as it rears its head back, and you see the air around it sort of crackle, and this bolt of electricity courses through its entire body and blasts into the tower. And you see this plume of smoke erupt from it, as well as just these large acrid fumes that are rising from the forests around. And you see the movement of various humanoid figures marching through near the tower, as well as flashes of this arcane lightning, as it seems there's this one winged figure, humanoid though, seems draconic in stature, fighting through the hordes backed by a fair number of other arcanists. There's just this back and forth of divine bolts of energy and crackle and electricity and fireballs. This very magical confrontation happening out near the outskirts. Azirnus continues to sort of like concerned state him. Yes, you should leave now. We will.
Right
I have
now.
a question for you guys.
Yes.
If you guys are in the heart of this very dangerous people that want all of you guys dead,
Yes.
why do you keep the school here specifically?
And this was where Eridus founded it, and they are not usually so bold. We are also quite capable of beating them back when they do. They have not reached
But it
this
seems
far.
like a useless risk. You take it.
Okay, yes, but the runes, I feel like that's a bit interfering.
Eridus did not know the divine.
He didn't know, but like you guys are wizards. You can.
Can we?
Yes, you should.
I wanted to buy time and dust. I have a feeling that we're not going to get to do that.
You see the various council members sort of sit up and start moving out. The two twins stand up sort of in unison, and one of them pulls threads in an arch pattern and then rips it aside, like opening a door, and this shimmering magical doorway, which you recognize as a dimension door, opens, and several of them bustle through that. Closes back.
So where do we go?
We didn't get any of the provision.
There is a river that winds out behind the mountain. I recommend you take your ship and follow it.
We just have to go.
Okay.
Okay.
Should we go get all of our shit from our room, or just leave?
How important is it?
It's the
Our
tent we
tent.
live in. Magic tent. Gotta.
Yes, you
Yeah.
should have enough time.
And Aurora.
And
to
Aurora.
buy
Do we have to
more.
Can we?
Split.
Where are the stables? We haven't found those at any point. We got a friend that.
Do we
there.
just need to split, like, one of us grabs gear, one of us grabs
Could I-
Aurora?
Yeah, you guys can run back to the room. I'll
Could I maybe
fly
send
off to the
Bird
tent.
to fetch some things? Good old feather
Great.
thing.
Yeah, you can send. What are you trying to get feathers to fetch?
Anything that a hawk can carry.
I'd say given the intelligence of the hawk, he could probably close the tent if no one's in it, because it doesn't require that much effort. And then it's small and portable. We could probably retrieve the
and then
tent.
if Aurora's there, have Feathers let them know.
Aurora's
So
at the stable.
Aurora's at the stable.
You do have a map that will show you where the stables are.
Aurora's at the stables. Feathers.
Who's
Is gonna grab the
notoriously good at
tent.
finding his way through this place.
Is there? Would not be able to figure out if there's any time or even a shop that would be free to buy things. Okay.
If you are all starting to sort of exit this area and look around, I'd say make a perception check. As Eden, you can send off
Help
feathers.
Nev make a perception check.
Sure.
I would need the bag for money. That's cocked.
If the shops are going to be far away,
17.
it might be smarter to just send
17.
quid.
It looks
I just
like
want to get diamond dust because we keep not having that.
Yeah.
it looks like most of them are abandoned as people are rushing down to the conflict.
We're gonna keep going without a way to revive people, and that surely won't cause any problems.
Steal shit. I can leave the money, to be fair. If you're...
You're talking.
Whatever. I am talking to you.
I'm trying to figure if you're doing that.
You all can figure that out. I'm gonna go get the ship set up by this river somewhere. Sending stones. I will take one. It's fine.
I had
Right.
one. Eden had one.
Do we want to send someone to try to get this diamond dust? If so, I'll go do that, because that's probably going to be the farthest.
I was gonna toss the sending stone to Issa.
Issa catches it and starts running off.
So you guys go get Aurora, if Feathers is going to be able to get the 10.
I believe Feathers is also getting Aurora.
Okay.
How?
And also, Rivian's still there.
How is Feathers going to collect Aurora?
So how's Rivian then?
He's just been here the whole time.
Rivian sort of got like he's standing there, one hand on the hip. Well, this is a situation to be sure.
Where are you gonna go?
I guess with you guys. Well,
Do we wanna
definitely with you guys. I'm not losing you again. I don't know if you're going to go to the third sky.
You're really good at being in the sky.
You're probably going to find it.
Boy. Do we
Sure,
want
we'll
to
get that.
collect the rest of the Devil's Chorus, or like
Do you
tell
want
them
your-
what's going
That's
on?
party
probably a
members?
good idea. I should
How,
grab
how
them.
do
Alright.
you have you just never talked to your party members?
Pretty much, I was doing the whole mysterious stranger thing,
Okay,
which worked so well. As he runs off.
we don't know where most of them are. Would it be smart? Okay, Diamond Dust. Am I going to do that? What are you guys doing?
I'm trying to think if I'd be. You're faster, but I know what I'm looking for.
Okay, well, it's Diamond Dust. I think I
Well,
can
yeah,
find
it's
that.
just it has to be a certain price, and
Okay.
I think
What's the
it has to be like
certain
worth
price?
a certain amount, because it's like it has
My
to-
whole thing is money, Nev. I can figure
yeah,
that out.
and who? I am very familiar with like what the diamonds look like.
Do you want to go there? I don't know. I can bring you. We can
Okay,
both
fine.
run.
Both go. Trust Rivian to hopefully not get himself too horribly
We can have
lost. Eden's
Eden
gonna go,
Go also try to get the Devil's Chorus
or
involved.
he's gonna go for Aurora. Eden, where are you going? Wait, no, Issa was going.
Issa's going to get the ship ready.
Issa's going to get the ship. Feathers is getting the tent. Eden get Aurora. We try to get
Diamond
Diamond Dust. Trust Rivian to find his party that he doesn't talk to, and that none of them know what he looks like except Miriam.
Yes.
Great.
Okay. Actually, Snark Donkey, are you around somewhere?
Always.
Okay.
At least I am.
Thanks, Snark.
But I mean, Donkey's working on the table.
Right.
Great. Snark, can you help us locate the Devil's Chorus? Just real quick.
I can try.
Okay, I just want to get them all on the same page with us.
Alright, what am I on?
Okay.
There's a distinct smell of lavender.
Where has he been?
We're not touching on Snork's stank right now. Alright. We need to find soon he's a little red kobold. There's Maury, who's
Green
a green tiefling.
Leia.
Busy, I get it.
Leia, who...
Yeah, you've seen the ones we fought. Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks, Snork. Bye. Right.
Bye.
Go. Bye, Aiden.
You were rushing at that. Eden, what are you doing?
So I think my bird's gone to get the 10, and I'm going to get Aurora, is what I heard.
Okay.
Yes.
Which seems to make sense.
All right. As you were on your way to the stables, you can hear like the distant echoing shouts and explosions, many more than you would expect, as you can see the flashing of countless wild magic interactions coming down from there, causing it to be far more destructive. And the Lindweird has now pulled itself off of the tower, and you can see it spiraling through the air towards the college. It seems to be resistance as several flying figures appear, and like these shimmering cerulean lassos almost from their hands around various parts of its form and trying to pull it back as it's heading for the college. But you are able to...
I know I'm doing something urgent, but is there anything like interesting about the Lindweird's anatomy or something?
Mixture.
Yay!
How much
Now
money?
I get to roll a dice.
I have
We had 10,000 from the Falcon, and then we
the
got
party
1,000.
money.
Then we got
is
1,000.
1,000. Is
Like,
what I
we
put in the
got
party.
10.
It is a 14.
And everyone, you have 80.
All right, with a 14, you notice as the
Party money.
Lindweird is
He's spending
going,
party money.
this sort of crackling electricity builds in its body and sort of like discharges into the air. And it's now been long enough, you see storm clouds beginning to gather around it, like its very
Ooh.
presence is affecting the weather. So not necessarily its anatomy, though you do notice the electrical, like there's various discharges between the spines on its back, almost like the prongs of a taser. As this just electrical energy fills it.
Fascinating. Right, Aurora, that's good.
Yes, you are able to locate the stables, and you hear a rather distressed as the familiar face of your Lori friend peeks up and sees you.
Yes, things are very scary right now. I'm sorry. There is bad people attacking. We need to go. Where did we need to go?
Behind the mountain.
It's around this time you hear the distant sounds of feathers approaching. The wing beats as lands on your shoulder, holding in one talon this folded green cloth, which you know to be dead.
Oh, wonderful job, you beautiful bird. Do you remember where I was supposed to go?
Add a very nod. Feathers takes off once again and begins flying around. Or flying through the various walkways, leading you towards the back of the mountain. As that's happening,
And I'll try to keep to more shadowy alleys and edges to not have my giant friend get spotted.
that's gonna be hard, but you can.
The
you can
Aurora
try.
But I
does have to
an
kind of
alternative.
camouflage.
I
That's
have
true.
an alternative I could do.
That's
I have an alternative I could do.
what is your alternative?
Aurora can camp.
I could polymorph Aurora into a tiny little fly.
Do a fly? Why a fly?
That's gonna be so hard
Do a
to hold.
normal animal.
Do a little lizard.
It is it.
Normal axolotl.
Yeah, just do it. Just do it. That's true. Actually, that's a better idea. I'll just do an axolotl like a normal one.
Like I appreciate the creativity of flying. My concern is trying to carry a little fly. Give me back.
All right, so Aurora is sort of moving through, and like their large head sort of gets stuck in one of the alleys and goes.
Ah, right. That is an issue. Aurora, I'm going to need you to trust me. I'm going to do something that's going to make it easier for us to travel. Just
Aurora's large head bobs up and down.
okay. I shall take out my little cocoon
Okay.
and cast polymorph. Transform.
Alright. What are you polymorphing Aurora into?
A centipede.
Why?
Alright. Aurora goes, "Oh." What does it look like? When you cast polymorph?
Why a centipede?
Centipedes are also very long, but they're very small. Something a little bit more familiar.
Aurora's gonna have so many legs.
Okay, so oh god. What does it look like?
But I'm taking out my little cocoon, making a few gestures, and the cocoon begins to quickly unwind and turn into this long glowing string, which quickly wraps around, becoming a larger cocoon around Aurora, before suddenly bursting with light, and there is now a centipede. A pretty decently big centipede, but one that could hide up in my sleeve.
Aurora will very quickly sort of scuttle up your leg and into the interior of the robe and then poke out the neck area.
I want to know.
Oh, Eden and his weird animals.
Twines up your neck and around your ear.
Eden keeps having insects.
Eden doesn't have ears. He's got just holes in the side of his neck.
It has ears. Sort of
No.
you just hear the
It's not an ear. He's a
You hear
fucking lizard.
the clacking and the chittering from your ear.
Stop. That's gross.
Alright.
Eden likes bugs. I don't know what to tell you.
Eden's weird. He shouldn't.
Oh, yeah, it's this party. What do you mean?
You should not.
I'm not debating.
You were able to start making your way towards this river you were told about, near probably the lake that there has been a few dramatic happenings at. But
I'm also silently celebrating that polymorph went well.
With the centipede.
yes. Now, Diamond.
A
That's right.
very stealthy hopping and skipping.
Mhm. Now, Diamond Recovery Team. You guys
Stealthy
are
skipping.
rushing towards one of the myriad magical component shops. I'd say make a investigation check.
You're gonna be
with
better.
advantage.
Guidance.
Okay, cool. I would keep guidance. There's an empty. Super smart. Blammo. That is investigation. 22.
22. All right. Looking through, it does seem to be mostly abandoned. Occasionally, people will rush past you, pulling components out, and you can see weave cradles being formed and spells cast as people levitate off the ground and fly off with the connotation. You see up in the sky this Lindweir that's being restrained, several of the bonds snap and break as the massive maw opens and just slams shut around 3 of these flying arcanists. This crackling discharge of electricity zaps 5 more.
That doesn't seem good.
Oh,
As it begins to spiral and go off towards seemingly the middle of the mountain itself. As you guys are sort of going off around that area. Seems like it's not heading towards where you are though.
Really?
But you were able to find one of these shops and sort of burst in as the doors left swinging open and there's currently no one in. You see various magical components, including several displays of diamonds of various sizes.
do we just leave do we just leave some money in here and
I mean, that's what I was planning on doing.
okay?
We could just take them and keep our money. But we're getting 6,000 more money if we successfully do this. So it's probably fine to spend some money.
Okay. Can I tell that they
You see 3 diamonds that appear to be of the 300 GP value, 1 of 500 GP, and that is what you see there.
Great.
Question is, do we grab all 4? We spend that much.
Combined, we have enough to do that, but that is digging into party savings.
Mhm.
Okay, well, no. 500. We would have enough with just our money alone. Do we need, how many do you think, how many should we take?
I don't know. I don't know. Part of me is afraid that we're gonna get 3, and then it's gonna be 4 people are dead or something, and
I don't know. I was able to just will back to life, so
yeah,
I mean,
and clearly you're an exception, Quid.
okay, maybe. I don't know. We don't know what Zarz's whole deal is. We don't know a lot about him. He might have something waiting.
Zars are
Probably
one of
not.
multiple people.
Okay, but that leaves 3 people.
Unless we're bringing the Devil's Chorus along too.
They also can bring people back, probably. I don't know. Guido has done it.
Guido?
Guido? I don't know his name.
Rivian?
Sure.
Which one?
The guy. I don't know. The guy. Guido.
Oh my... And I've just like grabbed some of the
Yeah, as you're talking, you feel this vibration shake the mountain and a rumbling.
Alright, we gotta move.
Okay.
Are these like sealed behind something, or they're just out?
They're out.
Oh, okay. It's a way to store diamonds worth that much.
Should we grab all 4? How much money?
Just grab my thing.
Okay.
Grab them.
Just grab them.
Alright, make a dexterity saving throw.
Do I have advantage?
Yes.
Great.
I feel bad about
Natural 20
Okay.
plus my dexterity. 22.
Alright, that is a success. You take half damage from the
Oh no.
lightning trap that activates.
I'm sorry.
You're right, it wasn't just out. 19 points of lightning damage.
It's unconscious.
Okay, so what happens is you go to reach and you pick up one of these.
Do I not get anything for having a natural 20 there?
It's a success.
Could it be a better success?
That's not how it works.
Please.
You pull one of the diamonds out, and you notice carved onto its holder this little tiny rune that flares to life with crackling electricity that immediately
Hey, no, this is pretty interesting.
jolts
Bam!
jolts off the thing and travels up your arm, and you are blasted back into the wall. You manage to let go in time, and it still jolts from the diamond into you, and you're slammed into a nearby wall.
I'm just gonna run over and cast Cure Wounds.
How many? That's still.
That's
So, from your perspective, you pick up the diamond, are slammed back into unconsciousness, and then you like wake up as you feel your heart start again.
yeah, it's gonna be 1d8 plus. Yeah, that'd be 1d8 plus 2d6, right? Nope, 2d8 plus
Is it more?
2d6.
0.
Oh yeah, it'd be at max. Okay, the 2d8 would be at max. Hold on.
16.
I'm a little out of
20
practice.
plus 2d6.
31.
31.
Damn.
I rolled a 6 and a 5. That's so nice. If only I could do that during combat.
You do have the diamond, though.
Just one.
Just that one.
Okay.
Actually, with the natural 20, I'll say you got two. You see the last one sitting there.
Can I cast Mage Hand?
Okay.
Can Mage
What is
Hand-
your intent when casting Mage Hand?
Make a hand.
What is your intent to do
To
with
give
that?
myself a hand trying to grab this diamond.
Okay, cool. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Why?
Because there's runes for that.
That's weird.
You think they wouldn't think of that?
Is it still at advantage?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize this errand would be so complicated.
Dexterity saving throw.
It's just like, we keep not having
17.
this.
17. That is also a success.
I can take it.
Probably.
And then I've watched this quick get blasted back, has to heal him back up, and then he immediately goes for it again.
It was using a mage hand, which is more possible.
As you cast the mage hand appears into existence and plucks the diamond off. You see a separate rune on one of the walls flare to life, and a lightning bolt shoot out of it. And you take 13 points of lightning damage, which is already halved. As you sort of go, oh shit, and dodge out of the way, but it still like sears the front half of your chest. The security measures are fairly extensive.
I'm not going to push about the fourth. Can Nev fish out what is worth 900 gold out of the bag and just leave it in a secure place by the counter?
Okay. Don't you want to get the fourth one?
Huh?
Don't you want to get the fourth one?
Him being the devil on the show.
If 18 at once, I could try. I don't know. Are you taking money out of Nev's shit or party shit?
Aiden's input was party, but I'm okay if it's coming from Nev's. We could.
This is revival stuff, right?
Yes.
I think party is a fair
Okay.
argument. I think it's fair. It's party. I would very much like to not die.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it to the formerly Dead People Club.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think
We have
Nev's just gonna
100
yeah.
left in party savings.
Nev would probably be like stuffing the diamonds like into their bag or something. Unless I should not. I leave it up to you about whether or not you would like to go for the fourth.
I don't know. Quinn's been shocked multiple times now. There's nothing you can do
Yes,
to
but
stop
you could
it.
get that fourth one.
That's
Okay.
worth more.
Fourth one's worth more, so it's probably gonna hurt more.
I don't even know when I could cast the spell that needs that. I'm sorry, I didn't realize how long this errand would take.
Okay, we got. That's hurt.
I'm sorry.
I didn't know it was gonna do that. That seems like, for this circumstance, being able to access those diamonds easily would be very helpful.
Yeah. But did they have all that many clerics here anyway?
I don't know, one of the fucking council members is a cleric.
That's true. We should run, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Another quake shakes the mountain, and you feel just
left with more hit points than when he got there, so it's fine.
There's already like a scent of ozone from the lightning, but it increases. But it intensifies, filling the air.
Run.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
Please don't pick me up again.
It's a lot faster if I pick you up then. I can move through this mountain way
If we're
easier.
arguing about it, that's taking more time than
Well,
if
no,
I
we're
run with my
arguing about
own
running.
legs.
I can multitask, Nev, can you? I don't know.
You also hear the sounds.
We
of
also have to go fully around the mountain. We like
Okay.
You begin to hear the sounds of shouting coming from outside as well.
I imagine that we're going
We're
at this
going.
point, right?
Running out of the building, you see several arcanists set on like one staircase, facing down this single like golden gilded robes, looks like cleric, who is weaving this divine light into a bolt of energy, sees you, begins to like rear back to throw it at you, and you see this like acid green bolt shoot through their chest and just leave this melting hole, and then they look down and begin to like switch it into this healing magic and slam it against their chest as you are able to get away, unless you would like to join the fight.
I think we have time. I would think along the way while we're running, Nev would probably be keeping an eye out for if they can like throw out a healing spell or something.
Can I have Understep is 2 people, right?
Yep.
Okay. Can I just be ready to like get us out of danger?
Okay.
Like just keep my if Nev is not letting me pick them up to get us around the mountain faster.
You can try, but
Okay.
Okay.
Nev isn't like, yes, I want to just be carried against my will.
Alright, Nev, get on my back. It's a lot faster. I can fly. I understand that's a sore subject for you. but I can fly, and we need to go fully around a mountain.
You hear just this incredibly loud rumbling voice that reminds you of like crackling thunder, just coming from like the interior of the mountain. It sounds like just it's promised reward. And that rumbling quaking intensifies, as well as the sound of ozone, and there's this bright flash and a deafening crack as lightning strikes the mountainside, not 10 feet from where you're standing. As this storm has now intensified and is gathering around the mountain, like pulling down out of the clouds onto it.
Fine, we need to go.
Yep.
As you are moving, you do hear like that rumbling, quaking intensify, and you see an avalanche roll past as rocks shake, and there's this deafening explosion and spewing of rubble and dirt as the head of this Lindweirn emerges from the mountainside, 100 feet above where you are in the mountain, spiraling up into the air. Where hidden? Looking around, his eyes lock onto the two of you and start to surge towards you.
Oh no.
What are you doing?
Hauling ass.
And you did have thunderstep.
You want
How close? It's 100 feet away. How fast is it moving?
80 feet.
Wait, I can let it slam into the floor.
Are you playing chicken with a dragon, Kim?
It's... I don't care that I have diamonds now. It's bad if I die.
Really bad if you die. No one can bring you back. You're the one person that can do that.
As you were
feel like-
flying and jumping and talking.
Jumping.
I smell something strange about you.
Oh, what? Okay.
Quick,
When it
go.
explodes and it's gone.
There's just its sentence stops mid thing as with this cacophonous crack, you two explode with thunderous energy and are gone from sight.
Rule number 1 of surviving dragon encounters: don't let it finish its monologue.
As you vanish, you feel the rune on your skin tingle, but then fade back down.
Great.
As you vanish, you are then somewhere else in the mountain, like within another alleyway, dashing through.
I mean, I would have been within 90 feet of where we were, and
Yes.
within my sight range.
Yes, I'm aware.
So yeah,
I would like you to make a stealth check. As
great.
Lindweirn is attempting to find you as you.
Are we both making a
Is this
stealth check?
both of
just
us, or is this assisted?
I'd say quit assistant.
I mean, I can give guidance.
Yes.
Yay!
As you just the sound of ozone builds, and there's just this pressure in your ears. Like you feel like you need to pop.
21.
All right.
I love when everyone could get targeted because of weird soul things. If I had a nickel for every time, that won't kind of happen.
As you,
A lot
I'd
of
have
nickel.
to. At
As you
least two.
as you are running through this thing, you feel the rushing wind and the ozone and the pressure increase, and you duck behind a thing, and you feel just this rushing wind and shattering of wood, and then it stops. And you sense the presence of this being nearby. Smell. And you feel the pressure decrease and the scent of ozone sort of fade away as you feel the Lindworm has retreated.
So Saratach can see our souls, and apparently Lindweirn can smell them?
Yeah, I imagine it's just if it's like very running full tilt, carrying the final style.
can smell.
I imagine it's just like if you're magic enough, you kind of are able to tap that. I think, and Linwin seemed to be pretty magic.
Souls have a smell.
I don't get. What does it smell
Do you
like?
think?
No.
Cookie Monster. Big blue mullet looking guy.
No. Nah, it's black scales, not blue scales. And it doesn't have any fur.
I mean, good. You could have just left out the fact that it's a huge muppet.
No. Alright.
So is that what the reward is?
A big muppet? A cookie jar.
They're hiding a cookie jar somewhere in the Loridian.
I think
A massive jar of magic cookies. Each one grants you a wish when you eat it. Alright. But
Eden will be critiquing the baking of those cookies.
I love when Eden's a
But-
food critic.
as you run, you see Issa's around the mountain. You see Issa's ship bobbing in the lake as Aurora. Well, as you see Eden running across and like climbing up onto the ship.
Where did Eden get that big ass bug?
It looks
What
like
is
there's
that?
something crawling under
Wait,
his
you see
sleeve.
this
Where's Aurora?
large like spiked centipede scuttling around Eden's back.
That's
sort of like
foul.
flying
Where did he get that? Where's Aurora?
He
Running
is
full
giving the
tilt, carrying
therapy
that himself the whole time.
Eden is giving the centipede neck scratches. You said.
Yeah,
It's
he's just-
all neck.
He's just giving it.
It's neck and legs.
But as you are all climbing the ship, and you once again hear that cacophonous boom from behind you, and the whole mountain shakes.
I guess.
We're going to go ahead and do a break.
Apparently, the one where you can smell souls. I don't know what it's about. But me and Nev smell
we will
delectable,
return
according to this
in-
guy.
Roughly 10 to 20 minutes. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you after the break. And welcome back. Yeah, it's a little fucked up. 1 second. There was an accidental bumping of the cameras.
Do I need to move?
You could have just had me do it.
It's like the producers just find it.
The whole job.
Too low.
Doing too low.
Okay.
I love technical difficulty.
Me too.
Should I just hold it?
Should I lean forward?
No, thief.
Oh my god, I forgot I'm in frame. Hey! Okay.
It's missed.
It's producer.
Something I did forget to do in all of the chaos when we first started. Apologies to Aiden. We unfortunately are down in Aiden today. If you hadn't noticed.
Yeah, the fact that he immediately got shipped off to go do his own thing.
Yeah, well, I wanted it to be clear that we hadn't gotten rid of him. He's just not here this week. He's not dead, I think.
Yeah.
He's out in the backyard right now.
I'll get
We'll
the
get out of there at some point.
Anyway, well, no, we don't have a backyard because we're under a lake under Tennessee or something.
Yes, we're in a
lake,
warehouse
in
under
international waters,
Tennessee.
Under Tennessee in a floating warehouse.
Mhm.
Yes, okay.
Yes. It's the lore. That's true.
Mm-hmm. So, without further shenanigans,
We're so good at those.
we can go ahead and jump back. As we were taking our break, the party was rushing towards and boarding the Spirit's Shear, as Issa was preparing it for sailing down this river that would supposedly take them to the Levian River. As you do so, you notice in the background Rivian rushing towards the boat as well. Wait, don't leave without bitch.
Waiting for them. I thought.
Yeah.
The boat had started to go, as he said.
Yeah, he's
Why? He's on.
Not yet.
Yeah, wait for the people that are coming with us.
Right, okay. So
However many of
pulls it
them
back.
join.
You see Rivian and Assume sort of riding on Rivian's shoulders, just running along towards, and you hear a distant violin as Miriam is running, violin rapidly playing, as you do hear the mountain continue to shake and shudder as the wind rages.
Just those three.
Just the three as far as you can tell.
At least the soon's going.
Um, as
Moriam,
they do make it up onto the boat, they gathered these two. We don't know where Mori is.
Or
Is that bad? That doesn't sound
Totally.
good right now.
We don't
Leia?
know, but we don't have time to look.
Can we do?
I don't
sending
have
really
it
quickly?
ready right now. Do you need to worry
Can
about
you guys
Leia too?
cast sending?
We can, but it's last time I tried, I exploded. Remember? Maybe not the best.
Maybe get back from the people.
Runs off to the side. You do notice Rivian is like slightly faster than normal. Like he's sped up. Right, so we'll go over there and then do the thing, and then runs over to the prow of the ship and starts
He didn't used to do that.
casting, sending.
So they're
No.
missing.
It's there's nothing. You notice his hair is now bright pink. Why are you looking at this? Did I turn invisible again?
That weird thing
Yes,
reminds me
yes.
of you. I don't know why.
My hair's brown.
I know.
What's wrong with me? What happened?
And Nev reach over and like just ruffle his hair a bit. So
But what? Hi.
it's just what falls into his eyes a little bit.
Oh, what is? Oh. Why is my hair? That is.
Like what
You're
shade of
just
pink?
gonna waddle over and pluck one of the hairs into the jar.
Okay.
What shade of pink?
The shade of pink. It's
Hot
like
pink.
bright hot pink.
I'm so happy. This is the best.
We'll do something very important with this.
Eden's hair color
That was
changes.
just Liam voice as well. That was not Eden.
Okay.
Well noted. Good. Well noted.
Do we try to wait or
I think we should probably try to leave.
I'm all for leaving as soon as possible.
The mountain once again shakes, and that smell of ozone once again is starting to ramp up.
Right. Well, I
if we
hope,
really need
My
to
point
leave?
exactly.
I hope they're not dead.
Yeah, you're okay with them being left here?
Well, I mean, I'm not super thrilled about it, but I think that thing's going to eat us if we don't leave.
Yeah. We'll have sending.
Hey, Quinn,
Yeah.
It just goes, hey, Dopes and Kier, where's your employee?
do you want to hold something cool?
Sure.
I will hand him the centipede.
Why?
It sort of scuttles off and twines around your arm and like up onto your shoulder.
Mm.
Then I'm going to back up and drop concentration.
These thousands of legs do not feel very good on my incredibly sensitive scar tissue. And
You're-
Quid's fully dead.
You're suddenly buried under several tons of Alluri, and you are pressed flat against the ground as Aurora it suddenly like explodes out from the area, and their tails sort of falling out into the lake and makes this big splash, as well as their front end, and it's just this middle section burying you. Just like
I don't know what happened. Must have been wild magic.
or others to sort of shift and you're crushed a bit as Aurora arcs their back so that you can get out. You do take
Yeah, I assume so.
9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Quid has a gun. He doesn't pull it out, but Eden knows where he keeps it, and his hand does slowly sort of float towards it.
Mhm.
And then suddenly Eden has it in his own hand because it's shiny.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm going to make for that.
Make a sleight of hand check when he's distracted, I guess.
Okay. Paper. What the? Nope, wrong paper. Where's the red paper? Wow. That is a 15.
15? What's your passive perception?
14, I think. Is there... It doesn't work like disadvantage trying to grab something off of me, right?
No.
Okay.
So yeah, as you were down on the ground, Eden sort of goes like, oh, it must have been wild magic, like helps you up and like pulls you to your feet, and you no longer have your gun.
Does Nev see that happen?
What's your passive?
17.
You do. You notice Eden very surreptitiously sort of reach into the cloak and pull out the gun and stuff it into a pouch. Aurora does pull off of you and slip into the lake next to you. And does sort of butting their head against the back of the ship, and the whole thing rocks forward.
So we go and just,
Right, I think it's time to leave.
okay.
Starts pulling on ropes, the sails fully drop down. It begins to move forward along. And you can see the lake sort of spreads out and then funnels into this solid river that winds down the mountain.
I will, as we're going, I will hand Quid back the gun very casually, mainly to not get yelled at.
Okay. Quid physically can't care. He's been hit too hard too many times today to care.
Oh, I should.
Good sport. And then I'm going to go find them.
Find it. There.
Ev, there's a thing I want to elaborate on. Privacy.
Oh, okay.
It can come to.
Huh?
And Isa.
Okay, define privacy. Do you mean like our, not the Devil's Chorus?
Correct. Not them. Maybe then later, but for now, not them.
Okay. Am I grabbing people?
If you want to.
Okay. Then we'll, lightly confused, go find Issa or Quid, whichever's faster.
Issa's currently at the wheel.
Then puts in a fucking crater on the deck.
You're right, yes?
Aiden's requesting just the Soulsworn. I don't know why.
Snark, could you, hear while I do whatever this is? And just hear.
Listen, I'd love to help, really. I'm just a little busy at the at the moment. Bills and tables, you know. The huge.
Any tables is he building?
I thought there was.
Don't look at how many tables I'm just like,
I thought there
it's
was-
none of your damn business.
And the BBEG is going to be a giant table.
We have to check if every table's on.
There is once again the distinct scent of lavender.
Is that?
Eat the shit.
Yes, I can. 1 second.
From a cloud of mist, Snark appears. Sort of like brushes off some very clear like sawdust looking material.
And as soon as the background rounds, like, oh,
He goes,
Wait. 1 second.
have a step stool now. Look, very recently wood shop, sets it down, gets on top of it, and
Is Snork carpenter smart?
are they just trying to become carpenters? Is that what's going on?
not blue yet.
Carpenter smart.
Okay, and begins to steer the boat.
Smurflore is crazy.
Right, well that's settled. Ethan, where are we going? Tents?
Either 10. Yeah, let's go to the 10.
Is Quid being brought to this? Or are you
I
being left
assume
alone?
so.
Okay. To the tent.
You're able to peel yourself off of the deck.
That's the sound it makes. when I feel myself.
I don't know what's going on with that.
No music, but the speaker keeps sounding like we're in a sci-fi.
My laser blast attack.
Okay, I want to elaborate on something. I want to make sure everyone saw what I saw. I found Maury's brand of magic particular.
Mm-hmm. It was warlock magic.
They spoke,
Yeah,
in,
but there was something else about it.
they spoke in Abyssal for whatever that matters. Something about my dark master.
You also are all aware of a regrettable decision I made a month or two ago,
Yeah.
and the consequences of that.
Mm-hmm.
As a result, with my new soul sight, I've noticed that a quarter of my soul is just, void.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maury's got the same effect.
Consuming dark.
That's,
It's
yeah,
giving-
that's what I'm thinking.
just with the hand and stuff, and I mean, it's not like I know every single demon out there, but
It feels very, again, particular.
that doesn't. Oh, they're not here, unless they're invisible or something, and just didn't tell their party. Like,
What do we want to do? Anything about that?
And it has
You especially, Nev, considering a bit more personal.
right, but they're not here right now. Don't quite know what I'd do if they were. Walk up and be like, "Hi, is this your boss? Like, by the way, are you trying to kill me?" Like,
I'd ask Miriam.
I don't know how close the Devil's Chorus is
I
with
mean,
each other.
It seemed like Miriam and Morty were pretty close, given that they were the first two to meet.
That's true.
They seemed like pretty good friends.
Right, yeah, Miriam may or may not even know.
Also,
It's
seems
worth
like you
checking, like, you could
trust
bring it
that.
up casually.
that one
and just be
fellow.
like, hey,
Oh,
Maury's the warlock, right? Patron, just normal question, but just inquiring about people you know.
sorry, Aiden, what did you?
Well, you also there's that fellow in there that you seem to be friendly with. So
Right, Rivian. I need to explain that.
it's an option as well for discussion. I don't really know what to do. I
It
just
wasn't
thought it would be best to
his
bring
whole
these up.
thing that he hasn't spoken to any of his party members ever. He just kind of followed them around. But would he
Me
really?
trying to be mysterious
What are the
and
chances that
weird.
he's gonna know shit?
Yeah,
There's a lot you can know just by watching.
that's
listening.
I
true.
guess, but like if Maury's being like more secretive about it, then
Nev would probably know if how observant of a type Rivian is, right?
No.
Not.
Yeah, not really.
Rivian's not good with subtlety.
He has been known to walk into lampposts.
Even though he has
had
high
lampposts?
Yeah, like lanterns.
Okay. I don't know. All I know is the mountain.
That's fair. Mountains get dark too.
In my head, it's just a mountain with a church sitting on it. So
It's not like the vibe is correct. It's a mountain with a bunch of churches.
good.
Very clear distinction.
Mm-hmm.
Every house is a church.
No,
Oh, there's only church.
no.
Only church. There's only church.
You've got to go to a different church every day of the week.
Yeah.
Rotate. Yeah.
All praying to the same God, but you know, gotta make sure you're making the rounds. Anyway,
So the concern is, so Mori probably has the Consuming Dark as a patron. However, Mori isn't even on the ship, so I don't know if we need to, which I feel bad about, but I don't know what to do about that at all. But is that, am I missing anything? I feel like we haven't all talked in a little bit, but maybe that's not true. It's been a hectic, like, 24 hours.
these 24 hours have felt like a pretty long time.
My mask is broken. Cinderfang's gone. We're cursed.
Oh, yeah. I didn't talk to anyone else about that. Cinderfang's gone.
I'm sorry, what?
Hey, what?
You knew this. When you came by the lake, I told you that it was gone. You knew that. He said Eden didn't know that. And neither does Zarzer. But Zarzer's,
Oh,
Not
I
yet.
did
Yes,
not know that.
Good luck.
That's unfortunate.
Hectic.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's been a long day.
it's been a long.
So,
When did this happen?
Remember, like, earlier today, actually, I think,
This
you
well,
know,
it sounds like this happened last night
well, no, like, last night,
after Feathers.
after Feathers, Nev left, and then I, like, heard glass shatter, and then I went to go, like, get Nev, and then I brought them back, and then I think I just went to bed, because then I had a whack-ass dream
But about going to fetch me.
about going to fetch, about going to fetch you, but then, like, while going to fetch you, there was, like, red light, and you were like, ooh, clomp, and then I, like, left again to go figure out what the clomp was, and
Yeah,
then a council member was like, ooh, finger in your neck, and then I woke up with the necklace back around my neck, and not fully working for some reason. Don't know what's wrong with it.
by the way,
Yeah?
have confirmed additionally, though I also don't remember the whole red light stuff, that happened though.
Huh. What?
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
like, well, I was like, I wrote that down, and then I woke up, and then I did not remember, but it's there,
Yeah.
and I doubt I would have just made that up, which means something altered our
So-
memory.
Well, that's not good.
No,
Um,
and Cinderfang's
and then and I woke up and Cinderfang was gone.
Well, given the altered memory thing and the Cinderella is known to alter people's memories to suit his needs.
Yeah,
Was it always
but it was
him?
one of the council members, and I mean I don't have a very easy to dig up backstory. Like that's hidden society that's been hidden for thousands of years.
It's true, but counterpoint, you talk about it a lot.
That's
I talk about it a decent amount, but he wouldn't be able to mimic the voice the way he did. I didn't see a body, but like me talking about council members, like I don't refer to them by name usually as well even.
True. There is magic to delve into one's mind.
Sure.
I have a question.
Hmm?
Would Eden find it odd that they just got up in the middle of the night to fix the amulet? Because he did have like plans for how he was going to do some of that stuff, and then just didn't go with those. And now they're talking about, and now everybody's talking about like memory altering. Would any of that
Also,
get him off?
make an intelligence check.
Okay.
Can you get a help action from someone?
Not really. You don't really know.
Feathers assist
remember,
or use
yeah.
an assist?
You can only help remember, like, what was I planning to do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not great. That is an 11.
It feels a little weird.
Eden will just kind of silently nod to himself, like doing math in his head once again, but he won't say anything.
just keeps rolling dice. That's not an alarm.
Okay. My fucked up dream was real. Weird. Okay. Cinderfang's gone.
Cinderfang's gone.
Okay.
Cinderfang's gone.
So okay, I know. So we know theoretically where all of them are. I mean, I am gonna run with the assumption for right now that Angeron didn't take Cinderfang, because I feel like he would have been very forward about him being the one behind it instead of being like, "Ooh, council member spooky." He's got too much of an ego.
He feels like the type to.
He's got too much of an ego to not be like, "It was I. Fuck you. I win." So probably.
But then
So Senator Fang is potentially with him, but I'm gonna run with the assumption that something weird's happening to the Abbey, and there's a dead council member that is taking shit from us.
But then what purpose does the council have with Cinderfang,
it-
aside from, I guess, because it's you have it?
Making me sad. I don't know. That seems to be their goal. I don't know what they're up to. That guy was dead.
Past tense.
Yeah.
That feels
and
significant.
the water one is with Angeron, and the hammer is with Angeron, and the axe is at Verthic.
To your knowledge, yes.
To my knowledge, I read a book about it. Read a book on these, and that's what it told me. So I mean, unless that's a really old book, wouldn't make much sense. Did I? While I was like trying to find where the others were, did I find where it said Cinderfang was at the time?
Caster check.
Do I have advantage again? Because at the time there was an Arcanist helping me.
Yes. Well, yes.
History. Guidance, real quick. Just
That has to know you're trying to do something.
I'd say you can't do
I'm
that.
remembering shit.
But you already rolled.
Yeah, but guidance is before it's determined what had happened.
That's no guidance is technically supposed to be before you even announce you're doing it.
Okay.
What was the total?
Like 13.
Okay. You remember that it was not a no. At least from what you could find.
So Cinderfang's gone. Don't know where or who, for sure. Thurzer's up ahead. We don't know where Mori is, but... And then otherwise we have 3 out of 5 of the Devil's Chorus with us.
Yeah.
And we're all cursed.
Yeah.
Okay.
You now hear all of you in your heads snort going.
Yeah, guys, question. Are we planning to stop at the castle?
What?
What?
You know the castle.
What?
There's a. I'll head up and see what the fuck's going on.
Can we all just... Are we done? Can we...
I am gonna go figure out what's up with Snork. You guys can keep deliberating if you need to.
Okay.
I've said my piece. My shit's fucked. And could walk some.
Going above decks, you see the boat. You've now gone into sort of the forests of Aridem and are winding along this river. And you see it begins to sort of widen off to the side to this massive, like, crystal lake in these lush green trees. And you see in the middle of this lake with like a large drawbridge lowered. A large God is acting, right? A large drawbridge lowered across to meet the gap across this sort of landing point that leads to this large ivy-covered ruined castle. And there's this like open green clearing off to the side of the castle. It seems to have some like garden posts and things coming up off of it, all covered in vines and overtaken by nature. Just with the sun sort of dappling into it. You just see this ruined structure here. And at this point, you've probably been traveling for a couple hours. So that didn't happen. Like the conversation happened a bit.
I don't.
Well, that looks fun.
Oh shit.
He didn't just repeat.
Nev, I will say with your passive perception, you notice looking sort of up off into this like overgrown garden area.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like there is a figure lying unconscious, just sprawled amongst the vines.
Can Rev make out any details?
Make a perception check.
Can I get guidance myself?
Yes.
23.
Further. Well, with that, I'd say, Kat, would you like to describe your best character?
She's been here the whole time.
I fell over.
She fell down and has been here the whole time.
Shield.
I
Nice to see you.
Getting shield.
Oh, freak. Okay.
All right. So, what does Nev see?
So did we tell Aiden?
Okay.
Or is it just,
So-
okay.
Okay. Aiden's gonna come here next week and just
Just be like, what?
What the fuck?
Okay. So you see, lying on the soup. Yeah.
Yes.
Lying on the ground, you see seemingly quite a bit tall woman figure with very long, wavy, kind of curly mint green hair. You can't see her eyes because they're closed, but she has this like big hot pink flower, just kind of like right there. And she's just kind of on the floor. She's wearing very brightly colored clothing that looks like probably handmade. Yeah, it's nothing. Well, I mean, there's a person on the ground. I feel like I bombed that. It's fine.
If I recall, the clothing is sort of like almost looks floral in.
Very much like big flower. There's kind of like a flower pattern to her woven top. She has like a skirt that looks almost like a scarf she sort of wound around a bunch of times just for like freedom of movement.
Mhm.
Things like that. Easy to move in. Just very bright, very brightly colored.
There's some. You also notice a longbow drawn across this figure, as well as like various quivers.
It's a very colorful, tall lady with various quivers and a longbow.
Was that the wheel?
Sure.
No.
So yeah, what are we doing about the castle?
There's a person
As a
in
person?
the garden.
Uh-oh.
Snork reappear over the person.
Hey, you awake?
How far away?
You awake?
He plucks like a very large leaf. Lantana, you are suddenly slapped awake with this large leaf, and you wake up. You're still a bit woozy from earlier, but looking around, you're suddenly what was once this empty clearing. You're suddenly surrounded by an overgrown garden. You see this large ruined castle in the lake that was previously empty. And your
I
focus.
immediately take out my dagger.
Oh shit! How far is the shore from the boat?
The shore.
Could I make it from it jumping and
Oh
flying? a
yeah,
bit?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll get over there.
Fireballs if necessary.
Alarm.
Hi.
Kodrinha creature. Kodrinha.
I don't know what that means, lady, but it's a neat looking knife you have. Can I have it? So that's a maybe.
Back up.
Alright.
Takes a couple steps back. Disappears in a mist.
What are there any like
landed on the shore a second ago.
Oh, there's a.
Pulls on my pocket.
I pull out my spear.
Okay.
Cast fireball.
What are you doing here?
We don't know. Well, okay. We're at a. So, long story. Okay, so
No. Who are you?
my name is Neliquid Amul. I came from that boat, which is coming from a school that I am enrolled in. Learn how to do.
Cool.
I don't learn how to do magic area. I do a little bit of magic, but then we got cursed by a Hydra, and now we're going on a journey to fix the curse. Because my one's
Who is we?
versus people on the boat.
Right.
That's
You look
pretty
over
clear.
and now notice this boat sitting here in the river.
Nev is definitely like watching intently.
Seems like a fairly
Can I run
large-
off somewhere and hide? Where can I hide?
It's a fairly dense forest, and there's a bunch of these suddenly here overgrown garden, like like the fence posts sort of go up and weave through the wicker.
Okay,
process.
I go hide somewhere.
Okay.
You just
Whoa.
run
Do
on.
you need healing? We brought like 2 clerics and another person that can help, I think.
So much credit.
Hello?
Roll still check.
Is Quinn watching her run to
Yeah, you see Lantana just sort of duck behind a thing.
He is very brightly colored, to be fair.
Why am I here?
Is it a natural one?
Yes.
Okay.
Why did I just leave? I just got here.
I can't.
I've rolled nothing.
You see her go behind a fence, and there's a distinct.
Immediately trips.
You just walk into a post that was, to be fair, not there before.
Okay.
Kick it.
I was like, this is just.
Hey. You hit that post pretty hard, honestly, just now. Do you?
I pull my
Are you
bow.
okay? Hi. I pull out a gun. Hey,
I don't know what a gun is.
I'm packing heat. You're one person. I got a boat full of dangerous people. Very dangerous people. There's a person on that boat who has a sword made of her own blood. It's not fun to watch her fight. Genuinely, I'm probably your safest bet. Let's put the bow and arrow down, and let's have a little chat.
I'm not going to put my bow down. We can talk from here.
Okay, you should at least lower it, because this is hella rude, by the way. Okay. Good. So those people on the boat are able to cast healing magic. I'm sure you know what that is.
Can we see them?
Yeah, you see
You
this
see Quid
standoff that's happening.
Do we see Quid pointing over at the ship?
There's multiple people on that boat that can heal you.
Can Nev,
Are you okay? Do you need to be healed?
can Nev very, like, I'm confused, give a little
Why
wave?
would you heal me?
I don't know. You were passed out in the grass. Can Quid shoot a message just like by point while he's pointing, just at someone random? Just bring the ship over here real quick.
Who's getting it?
Okay.
Okay.
The ship begins
You don't hear anything.
moving.
It's-
Yeah, you just see the ship suddenly
Yeah,
start
getting bigger.
moving and getting closer and mooring.
They've decided to
Nearby.
come over here. Probably because you're pointing a weapon at me.
It stops. Issa gets off and starts like tying it to a nearby tree, mooring it down.
That's the one with the blood sword. She's really scary.
Hi.
Take out my dagger.
All right, we've gone down the step. I think,
Okay.
unless the dagger's worse. Is the dagger worse?
You can find out.
I will say, those of you who are near enough to see the dagger, you will notice that it appears to be like this handcrafted this sort of like white, although almost like old bone. That sort of like yellowish parchment color of bone that has been strapped with these tight leather straps to this very chipped, like an obsidian blade, Kolsagon scale. That has sort of like a serrated edge built into the edge of it that is flickering with fire.
It's dashing over there as fast as possible.
That skill.
We can use that.
I made this one. It's made of wood I stole from a tent.
So maybe
What is that? What is that made of? What did you get? What is that?
It's the same as the daggers we have, Aiden.
Are Nev and Eden also getting off the ship then?
That
If you
the
want
loud
to.
Did you kill?
that
Did you kill one of those things by yourself?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Issa backs up first.
Yeah, I mean that's very.
is fully so
Yeah.
nonchalant right now.
You people have killed. Unless you picked that up somewhere, why is that so amazing? It's just
Maybe we're
But there's a difference between a group of people killing one and one person.
you traveled together.
yeah.
Right?
We tend to. I mean, it's
We have,
safer.
we have a couple
generally.
more new people too.
There's new people. There's one guy who is missing. I don't know. Did you see a griffin fly overhead a while ago? Probably not. You were unconscious when we found you.
Yeah.
How long have you been unconscious? Do you know? It's
I
worth
don't-
asking.
I don't know where I am.
You logically you feel like a strange sensation, like on like the right side of your midriff. You see a glowing cerulean rune.
She's also.
Oh shit. That's one of the curse runes. that we all
Nev
have.
will pull back like the one on their good arm. We've all. I don't
Yeah.
understand arcane stuff. I'm not the
We've
one
all
to explain it.
got a thing that's causing our magic to not work super well, but my one's right here in the exact place where that one once stabbed me. But you know,
You vaguely recall the Delnari that you fought having one of those runes on its flank.
Put the dagger away.
Right, we're making progress. Unless you have a third worst thing. Oh,
she has a spear.
she does.
That was her first thing.
But that seems less bad than the dagger.
Is
It's
there
not a machine.
what the fuck? That's like Kirk's thing, but worse.
A full naval
perfect.
cannon.
It's
It's Kirk, the Kirk wielder of Kirk.
I don't have a machine.
I assume not, given you don't know what a
want
gun
to
is.
clarify.
Yeah.
Alright. So we're done with weapons. Quid puts his gun back away.
What is that?
The pistol that my boss gave me.
That doesn't look very dangerous.
Quid shoots it into the air.
Very loud boom fills the air. Like several birds flutter out of nearby trees.
it's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quid reloads the gun, puts it back away.
Basically, you see how you have the arrows with your bow, right? You shoot things. It
Mhm.
does a similar thing, but with explosions rather than
Yeah.
the bow.
Instead of me having to use my physical strength to pull back a string to shoot something out, it's the explosion strength propelling a small little pellet, I don't know, into something. Which, personally, I've never been shot, I don't think. But, for what it seems like, it's not pleasant.
We didn't shoot any of them when he had the big sorcerer. Yeah, that was on magic.
I don't know. I know that Issa got shot by her dad a while ago.
A few times.
That's depressing.
Lisa,
We don't have time to dwell on that.
I'm trying to.
Lisa, is that
Issa's, yeah, that,
Yes, I mean, what is your name?
Lantana?
Interesting.
So
Oh, actually, now that your eyes are open, what should they look
They're very bright purple
with
with like slitted.
yeah, like vertical reptilian slits.
Mm-hmm.
that's two weird pupils staring into each other now. God, we fucking rectangle.
Yeah.
He's right there.
Oh, right there.
Right. So, do you know what's going on with this castle? Or... No.
I don't know what a castle is.
Is that
Big building thing right there.
I've never seen one of these before.
You want to go inside it?
here?
I would rather not. You guys are.
We don't
welcome
have
to.
really have good luck of going inside ominous castle tower things.
What do you mean? Last time
Who
we
is
met,
this?
Yeah, sure.
that's Nev, one of the healer people.
Hi.
Do you need healing?
No.
Okay.
Do I need healing?
You're still a bit woozy from the venom, but you're gotten over.
Okay.
As far as any medicinal.
You're very small.
A bit shorter than Nev.
You're also very small.
How
Yeah.
tall is
Looking at
she?
you from a closer distance, like tall? I don't know. I forgot to write it down. Tall.
I think like
6'2".
yeah, it was like a good 6'8".
All right. I will make notes
6'4".
later. I don't like
Tall
super
woman.
large, just like
No, like
taller than your average, by
average
quite a
lady.
little bit.
yeah,
Mhm.
like 5'10", 6 feet.
So you're
If she's 6 foot, she would be the tallest part of it.
showing 5'10". She could be a false part member.
Fair.
Or 5'10". If she's 5'10" and a half. Just what was later.
She just puts on heels.
What are you doing here alone? Generally, people don't venture into the forests alone without a good reason.
I
think-
live alone.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
How have you managed to do that?
I'd imagine it would be easier than with other people. You have nobody to drag you down. It's just you and the plants.
I mean,
Fair. I don't know.
I suppose it depends on the company. Does it not get lonely?
I don't know what that word is.
Usually,
You feel a bit sad because you're not interacting with anyone ever.
usually that gets very lonely.
They're speaking from experience.
Ouch. Well, yeah, but yeah, but
I don't know.
Alright, well, what are you doing here specifically?
Don't know. I didn't bring myself here.
Where were you before you were here?
I was just hunting, as per
Okay.
usual.
And what happened
Deeper in the woods.
made you now be here?
I was fighting.
Mhm.
Probably accidentally took a little bit too much poison. And passed out, maybe? Now I'm here.
You took a bit too much. Are you drinking poison while you're fighting? I don't
I mean,
know.
it's hard to
You're
it's
very
hard to find out what the effects of poison
No.
are without consuming it first.
Do you work with poison a lot? Oh, interesting.
Well, I mean,
Do you have any sort of goal? You don't know where you are, or
I mean, I'd like to get home.
where is that?
I don't know in comparison to here.
What is it called?
oh,
where you live alone, somewhere.
Yes.
What is the name of the town, the continent, the area? What is names? Start saying names. Maybe we'll recognize them.
She
Not
doesn't know.
aware of a name. I live in a house. Not a house. A log. Shut up.
Like a very large log?
Yes. I hate you so much.
Stop.
These people.
Okay. Alright, well,
Wood whispers weird shit under his breath sometimes. That's not on you. That's on him.
so we're not addressing the whole castle
There's
of the
big-
parents that wasn't here before?
I don't know.
It's just last time people explored an ominous tower, there was a vampire.
And he was super cool.
He was dope.
Yeah.
Alright.
He was sweet. He was great.
Actually,
He gave me
I can
things.
call him right now. I have
What is
Fine.
a vampire?
vampire.
You should do that. Say, tell
Little
him I say
things that
that.
took blood. He was
Oh,
cool.
blood.
He didn't suck our blood. He ate like animal blood. I'm pretty sure.
Apparently there
He didn't suck our blood.
Is this creature?
It's humans. Well, any
We've met-
race.
You've met one.
Yeah, any
Dude.
race.
Oh right.
I mean, the one I met was about like yay-ish big. He was pretty cool. And I don't know. We met him, and he gave Eden a vial of blood. And then
I still gotta figure out
like a
what
few
I'm doing.
days later, he was like, "Hey, do you want to be a vampire?" And I was like, "I'll think about it. I'm not really in the mood to get more deals going. I gotta figure out my shit first." And then
Deals.
he deals with things that are bad.
What? I don't understand.
Well, I
I
mean,
don't need to. It's fine.
okay. So
You seem still a bit disoriented. You said you don't need healing. Do you need, like, food or something?
you need general rest.
I don't think so.
Do you need
I'm
food?
fine.
Insight.
I would also like to insight check.
But I
I don't.
Why
Wait.
don't
Do I roll a thing?
You roll.
Is it true?
Ha.
Sure.
You don't know.
Well,
Unless I have to. Yeah.
I am the DM.
So you're the
I
master.
don't know. I
Does she think she's fine?
Yeah.
Okay, then you don't need to roll.
Okay.
Anthony, could you pass me the blue folder? I think it's behind the purple folder.
Which tip?
The thicker one.
Like the sun.
The first one. Yes.
What if people roll though?
I rolled a 14.
Similar. So yeah, it's sort of like okay. Seems legit.
Nothing seems off with her, other than not knowing what school is and other things. Like not knowing what the word lonely is, but being able to communicate in perfect common anyways. Who knows?
And you say that like English speakers don't know a lot of English words.
I mean, but school's a pretty common word for some, like,
In
you know?
general, yeah.
In general, yeah. So, like, I would imagine that someone that's, like, able to speak common would know the word school.
This one.
So, what's the plan? We keep going.
What
Do
is
we
that
want-
thing?
That's Snark.
I'm Snark. That's me. I'm Snark.
I hate you.
Very,
Why?
Why did you hit me?
Well, you were asleep.
like,
They're
You
not-
left me there. Why do you care?
Wanted to see what you were like. It's curious.
That is a dumb mistake. It would have lasted a day.
and you lasted alone.
Mark jumps up and boops you on the snoot.
Work of a nemesis now.
I'm not even going to acknowledge.
Right, so
Castle? I don't know.
I read
Are we
I-
grabbing
my-
the rest of the? We have doing castle?
My ribs hurt from being
We,
crushed by a giant
We have not
axolotl.
rested at
Maybe
all.
we should chill for a second and then castle. The
That
castle
is
did,
true. I need spells.
I think we
I'm
should
so
wait around
the castle
here.
did tell
Rest.
us to sort of look into the ship.
Rivian blew me up earlier.
I got electrocuted
sorry, okay.
multiple times.
It was an accident, and I would say that I promise not to do it again, but
I know.
it's me.
I know.
I can
Yeah,
promise
I
to
don't know.
try not to do it again.
Got attacked by a Hydra today. I got electrocuted twice
Mm-hmm.
while stealing shit. I got crushed by an Alori. I'm having a rough day.
Sounds like you need to steal things better.
Okay, I tried.
I'm
to be
sorry.
fair.
I'm trying
I
to
like
keep.
this one.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep us alive.
Yeah, Nev got me electrocuted twice.
I'm sorry.
Doesn't
Diamonds.
sound like a very
Revi-
nice idea.
Revival.
We were trying to
Diamonds.
steal diamonds, right? And
Oh, from a wizard.
From a shop.
from a shop,
We
didn't-
put in money,
we left the money,
but there was no one there.
but there was no one there because they were probably getting eaten by the lindworm.
Oh dear.
Can I like just jump? Are there like trees around?
Yeah.
Can I just jump into them? Just like sit on the branch.
Jump, pull up onto one of them, and perch.
Are you good?
I'm fine.
Why did you do that? What was that for?
You seem to be talking amongst yourselves.
Okay, I don't know.
Are we resting?
I mean, I guess we should rest. Do you
Yeah,
want
that's
to
it.
hang out for a bit?
Rest.
You can just eat and drink, and then do whatever it is you'll do.
On the mention of food, you do realize you have not eaten anything for a
We do have a couple more people
Right.
aboard, just to make you aware. There's Miriam. There's Asun. There's Rivian. That's the one with the currently hot pink hair. That's not usually his hair color. Eden.
Yeah.
Eden's right there.
Eden's right there.
What?
Interesting.
Sorry, just the architecture of this castle is fascinating.
It is, the castle itself is sort of like on this island that has these very sheer, rocky, like ivy covered cliffs that rise up, and then the castle itself is just built immediately on top of that. So there's really no room to stand before it's just castle walls.
Mhm.
They are sort of crumbling and overtaken by nature.
Hmm.
But like very much you remember, like it's fuzzy, but you remember falling asleep and none of this was here.
All right.
Are there any particular vines or flowers that seem cool?
Make a nature check.
Okie dokie.
Are there any like windows or anything just around? Or is it just
Um,
walls?
$19.
19. Not like incredibly particularly, but there is like in this sort of like garden area you're on. You do see two other bridges coming off of the main castle. One of them leading sort of to the area you are now. And then there's like the secondary floor of the castle seems to have another arching bridge that arcs above the first one that goes into a similar sort of like tower like turret area on the mainland. Two of these arching off on either direction. Like a secondary gate. And in the sort of garden area that one of them leads to, you find a couple like vines that seem to have these like bulbous like red flower buds coming off of them that seem to pulse gently.
I don't think it's good when flowers pulse.
They do this all the time.
Is that true?
going to grab a
flowers
stick.
have you seen?
I grew up in a cave,
Um,
so well, it had
I'm going
like a
to
lot of
poke
plants, but not a lot of flowers. But you know,
Interesting.
grew up in a cave, and then lit on fire, and I left the cave.
Where is this cave?
It's not up in the sky. It's down. Not here down. It's I don't have the map.
It's fine.
It's so
Whoa.
we're a big sky island. It's on the not big sky island. It's on the ground, and then it's by a continent.
I've
And then-
got it.
It did not seem like you got that. Okay.
I'm gonna go look at the flowers.
Okay, Eden, you said you were also looking at the flowers?
Yeah, I was gonna grab a long stick and see if I can poke one to keep myself out of like explosion range, just in case that's what these things do.
Okay. How ferociously are you poking?
I'll start with some gentle prods.
Gentle prodding, like the flower sort of like ripples at the thing and seems to swell a bit at the gentle prod.
Okay. Not the best sign. Then I'm going to back up even more and grab like a pebble and chuck it at the flower.
Grab a
Gonna
what?
Construct a
A pebble.
blast shield.
A pedal?
Pebble.
Pebble. I thought you meant like a flower pedal. I was like, that doesn't throw. Okay. Getting a pedal, you throw it at the flower while it's still on the vine.
Eden
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
Okay. Throwing it at the flower. The petal erupts into this blast of fire. And it's like a chain of connected firecrackers all along this vine as each one detonates the next one. Until this roaring fireball emerges. I don't think anyone's gotten this. But just this blast wave of heat rolls over all of you, and there's fire crackling on the nearby trees.
Oh, you're interesting.
That
How
happened.
to extract this?
Why would you do that?
He's weird.
Research.
I don't like.
Pickle opinions.
He starts immediately sobbing.
Eden cries.
Eden keeps falling out of
would.
he keeps
Are
falling.
all of the flowers like disintegrated, or are there any?
All of
left?
them on like that castle area, I think it's called. There are more of these growing along.
Eden keeps falling out of approval. It's so sad.
Not many. There's like
You
one or two bulbs and the rest of it. You do see more of these growing along some of the walls of the castle.
What are you saying,
he
Lee?
would be sad about this, but he's distracted.
I'm gonna go look at the other flowers.
Okay.
It's kind of like, I don't know. Just look, I guess.
Alright.
See how they work. Do they open like at all, or do they just?
Seems like you're pretty tight bud, like almost like if a rose was elongated and where the petals were more of a tight thing. Seems like it could open, but opening it would cause it to rupture.
And that would cause an explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way I could try to like discern if there's a way to just like open it so I can see inside without it exploding?
Make an nature check.
Could I assist because I'm investigating these things as well?
Natural 19.
You're not gonna need to,
That's like a bajillion. A lot.
because this is
Like,
also your favorite terrain, so
Yeah, and yeah.
which gives
also-
you
yeah.
expertise.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a grand old thing.
Yeah, that is in total a lot.
Mhm.
You look at it, you think there's these very obvious like bright orange veins along the flowers, and you think if you sort of like gently like put your finger down one of the veins, the flower could be coaxed to open without rupturing.
I'm gonna try to.
With this roll, you sort of grab the flower in one hand and run your thumb along one of these branching veins. It sort of starts to like shudder a bit and open up.
Is it completely open?
Yes, there's like to completely open. It's this beautiful, vibrantly red and orange, like very fiery display of color that does begin to give off like a very gentle heat. With your nature check, I'd say you discern that it seems to be like almost like a method of attracting a more infrared-based pollinator.
Mm.
Rather than scent, like a very bright visual. This is a very hot thing to something with infrared eyes.
Yeah. We'll just close it up again.
Okay.
Leave it be.
Fascinating.
You really know your way about plants, huh?
It's been my life for as long as I can remember.
Fair enough. That tends to do that. Right, we should camp make
On the ship, or
probably not. That is usually bad here.
that's true. Should we go grab the devil's?
If you don't want to get shrunk, get off the boat. As Issa pulls out
What
the
are the
bottle.
odds one of them would stay on with
Really
that
good
warning?
thing. You should go.
I'm
get
gonna
it.
go grab him.
Absolutely, like
I'm gonna. No, I'm gonna go grab him.
you see Issa winding up with the bottle.
Someone. No, it's gonna grab me.
No, but I don't. But... Yanked
I
up
mean,
the
you
boat.
can
I finally
throw back after.
Wait,
No.
wait.
It's not permanent.
All right, they do vacate the boat. Issa takes the boat or the bottle and slams it against the boat, shattering it into these disparate shards that sprawl out and then collapse back into the bottle, bringing the boat with it as it shrinks and is contained within this little bottle. She once again stows. Fire.
And tent.
Right. Yeah, I think Eden has the tent.
I think so. His feathers got
Feathers, if you could, thank you.
You've been holding it the whole time.
Yeah.
That seems cruel.
Flaps out and like tosses the tent down and starts to like grab with the beak and unroll it. And the tent bursts into existence.
The bird knows how to set up a tent. Okay.
It doesn't really require setup.
He's a very smart bird.
I'm gonna like look
Fair
in
enough.
my
Is that bird a guy?
pocket. How much of my stuff do I still have? Did anything like fall out?
All the stuff you should have. Actually, what is the shiniest object that you would have?
My dagger.
You
Pulse
do
gun
have
skills
that.
shining.
No, nothing. Or what is the second shiniest thing?
I mean, in the pouch, like a vial of poison, probably.
You do notice one of those is missing.
I try and think who could have possibly taken it. If it had fallen out or something.
Make. No, I don't think so.
I have a pretty high passive perception.
Yeah, but like if you didn't notice when it happened.
Another.
Right. Camping time.
I'm so exhausted, and I was just gonna go into the tent.
What is this? Poke the
Tent. Go in. It's like a portable house. Boom.
and look in.
Go
As
on.
your head passes in, the space on the inside is far bigger. It's like a hunting lodge. Did you just make motion to shove her in?
I will dismember you.
Was that a serious thing?
I didn't say anything.
Is quit doing it.
No.
Okay.
I'm suspicious.
But as you lean in,
He thought about it.
okay,
He like gets halfway there.
as you sort of lean in and poke in, the interior space is like a hunting lodge, much, much bigger than the tent's exterior would indicate.
Is this where you stay?
Sometimes. Technically, I don't have a room in there. I don't know where. Yeah, I sleep in a wagon somewhere. I don't know where that is right now.
Quick, just gotta vote.
Wagon,
Oh.
little thing with wheels.
I know what that is.
You do notice one of those sitting in the tent, like in the interior.
I
Is that one?
Yeah, that one. I don't know how we got it in there, but by no means should that be able to fit. I have no idea what we did to get that thing in there.
We disassemble it and then reassemble it on the inside.
Fascinating.
It's true.
Where are you right now?
Nev, so mentally exhausted, probably went to the tent and just went to collapse on their bed.
Are there like there aren't like multiple rooms in it though?
There's like
Is it
12
bigger?
bedrooms in this
Oh
thing.
lord. Okay, so I have no idea where you are.
I mean, if I don't think Nova's gonna be like quiet about it at all, but they're gone.
I'm just gonna like sidle into the tent. Everything like feel normal.
There's a fireplace.
I'll go and sit down in front of the fireplace.
Hi. Can I have that now?
Did you take my poison?
You have poison?
Forget it. You.
Yeah.
What is your name?
Neliquid. Amul. You can call me
Can
Quid.
you make
If you-
this one? Leave me alone.
No, actually,
Not anymore.
I used to be able to. I used to be completely in charge of him, and then he realized that he doesn't need to follow my every whim. So he
It's
stopped.
pretty cool.
Yeah. When we found him, he like gave one of our friends a last name, and then was like, "I own you now." So I used his logic immediately against him.
Last
Yeah. It was like Crinkleback or something like that. It was fucking weird.
They go back, yeah.
first thing.
I think he still uses it, even though
Nope.
his first name is his
Nope.
last name.
Norks was Fredrickson. I thought Zars was Crinkleback.
Storgus Fredrickson. I'm talking about.
Oh, about Zars.
I'm talking about Zarza.
Nev isn't there. This is just my note keeper voice.
I do not like this one. You travel with it?
He's a strange guy.
How do you?
Huh?
How have you not killed it yet?
Usually he's not that much around. He's usually building.
Building tables.
He's building a table with another friend of ours who's a donkey, but not really. It's sometimes a guy.
He's a guy.
Why did you say it like that? That was weird as shit. Anyways, donkey. It's the animal that used to pull this wagon, and I would sell shit out of it. And
And
then
now he builds them.
now he builds wagons, I guess.
Among other things, like tables.
Uh-huh.
Zars, does Norks just still smell like lavender?
Mhm.
Okay.
An incredibly strong scent of lavender.
Stark, what's up with the lavender stank? Okay. Every time you show up, there's been like a puff of lavender smoke that comes off of you. Like, no, I can like, there's this like purple mist emitting from you. Snork,
Yeah.
get back.
No.
Why are you?
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's up with the lavender stank?
Well, lavender.
You smell deeply of lavender, Snork.
No, no,
Yes.
no. Yes.
Why?
Tables.
Tori, that's not a thing.
Well, you know how when you finish tables, right? You use oil,
Okay.
lavender oil.
Not generally.
These are special tables. They smell nice.
Okay. Why are you making tables? No.
Well, Our donkey said that there was some stuff that I forgot that he could help me remember. We have to build a lot of tables, and the lavender is involved somehow.
Okay.
There's a memory ritual.
You need tables to remember your past. Is
Can
that
I
what you're
make,
officially
like-
telling me? That's your official,
Things, yes.
among other things. That's your official story.
I don't know why you wouldn't believe that.
Sure, inside check.
Nice.
Yeah, inside check.
I'm sorry that Nev is not there now.
Okay.
What? Chat.
Everyone's
15.
that means should be an auto success.
That means
It's
I
No,
not-
heard
it's
it.
very clearly something he is not telling you.
A lot.
There's very clearly something he is
23.
not
Oh,
telling
budget.
you.
23.
Mhm.
Snark.
Mhm.
Can you explain why tables?
Not really.
Not really what? No, why is it confidential?
I don't want to say.
What are you doing to the dog?
What do you mean by that?
Um,
I wish I did.
donkey? Are you around?
Yes.
What's up with the fucking table? It's time to explain the tables.
Don't worry about it.
No, I'm immensely worried about it. Neither you nor Snork have been around at all the past few
The
days.
smell of lavender is intense.
Why?
Where?
Why do you? Okay, you reek of lavender,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
and you're building tables, but not really. But Snork is constantly covered in sawdust. Explain. No, I'm owed this now.
Can a donkey not work on a hobby?
I'm inquiring about your hobby. Explain.
We're carpenters.
Why? Why are you building tables for what purpose?
So that the donkey cannot. Whoops.
Okay, but Snork said.
Rely on the lavender fumes. I mean, lack of lavender fumes.
Uh-huh.
The complete and total lack of lavender fumes makes my head go a little wonky. That's actually why there's lavender fumes, actually, so I can concentrate.
Okay,
You can't argue.
then
Because
then why is your head a little wonky right now? Yeah.
Well,
Mm,
you caught me in a lie.
yeah, I have. And I know that Snork isn't telling the truth, so if you're gonna use the same excuse, you're wrong.
The lavender's part of the tables.
No, it's not.
Well, it is, though.
I've been told that I've learned that it's not from telling that Snork is a liar.
Well,
What are you and Snork doing?
We're
Explain.
building
No,
tables. That is
no,
true.
I don't believe you. What?
That's a damn shame.
Hell, what? What are you doing? Why am I not able to know?
Things beyond your mortal
No.
comprehension. Well, it's always
What? Explain.
Go to bed. This is so entertaining.
What's that over there?
No,
No, but there's a thing.
I don't care.
You hear like the sounds of like an ox breathing heavily in your ear. There's something over there. You
Can
hear
I
it?
look?
And there is a spectral ox behind Quinn, like with green energy glowing around it.
It's a ghost.
It's ghost cow.
That seems very interesting. You should look at that.
It's not
I don't-
interesting.
I don't care. What's up? What? Explain these tables.
This is fascinating.
What is?
How
Okay,
the
so you
tables
know how sacrifices are a thing, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely not that.
Are they
What?
sacrificing tables?
Just to ease your worries, it's not that.
Okay.
I shouldn't even have brought
Are
it up.
you sacrificing tables?
No.
You can't lie to me.
I can, but I'm not. We are not sacrificing tables.
Insight
I
check.
guarantee you that.
Can I also?
Sure, roll.
I am
This
so invested in that.
voice that is like, he's not actually here. It's just a voice.
19.
21.
You must be telling the truth.
Oh my
You're telling the truth. They're not sacrificing tables.
Correct.
Are you sacrificing something?
Someone.
Maybe.
Are you sacrificing people?
No.
Are you sacrificing other woodwork
It
things?
depends on your definition of people.
Okay, what are you sacrificing? What are you, what? What? Explain.
No.
Yes.
I hate him.
Why? Why can't you just explain? What's wrong with it?
Doggies. That was Quinn's best friend.
Explain yourself.
You are hearing no reply.
Donkey?
Yes, he's gone.
I'm
gonna count to 3.
I'll take drastic measure.
I'm just watching.
If the air could quake in its boots, it would be.
Yeah.
Snork's gone.
Is
And the
this
scent,
normal?
the scent of lavender dissipates.
It's a normal thing.
There is, however, in Snork's place, a very finely wood-crafted end table.
Oh my god.
A distinct blood spatter.
Maybe they're making a house. Maybe they're building a house. Full house.
Yeah, blood table. Oh,
Blood table.
Issa, do you want the blood table for your reading? Do you have somewhere to put your lamp?
Why are you saying it like that?
I'm pissed.
I don't have a lamp.
You have 0 lamps?
Not like personally.
Damn, Quinn's gonna go fish a lamp out of his wagon and give it to Issa.
Oh, great. Why do I get the feeling it's only
It's a
going to
big
work?
leg lamp with like a fishnet stocking. That's the first one I found.
You know, I'm not going to complain. Takes the leg.
The leg.
No!
Alright, how do I... What I'm about to say is going to sound wrong. I'm trying to think of a different way to say it. How do I illuminate it?
Well, there's like an oil lamp, and like, see this like shade piece that's hanging on the top of the leg? There's a little oil lamp in there. You just gotta
This feels wrong.
turn it on.
We just go grab a cleric so it will be lit up for 1 hour. Go grab light. It's the only other option.
You got. I mean,
Like, gingerly sets it down by the fire.
We're making such great first impressions with the double scores.
Can I
Second
examine the end table?
I thought you might be like, I want to look at that.
Examine the lamp.
Closely examine the lamp. No.
The end table, it's like a very finely crafted, like mahogany end table with a very smooth, like oil finish that does smell of lavender.
Nothing arcane about it? I hate my phone.
Really tell. There is a very clear blood stain on it, though, on the top of it. And there's like these grooves that come in from the exit, and they're like a small basin in the center.
Okay.
Everything smells like lavender.
That's it. No more questions.
All right. You good? I
I'm
guess.
fine.
Okay.
Do I?
Do you need a place to stay
I could.
now? Do you want to sleep, leave in the morning? Probably safer, I imagine. Walking around at night probably is the best
I'm not
course of
going.
action. You're not going
I'll
to.
probably just stay outside the tent.
Okay. I could ask Eden if we can borrow one of his 4 rooms. He claimed 4 of the rooms for himself. I don't know why he did that.
Is that the one who
Yeah, that's the weird one.
I
They're
don't-
all weird.
I don't want. I'll sleep outside. Yeah. And I'll leave.
Exiting the tent. The day is sort of starting to draw to a close a bit. And you do hear, like, almost like barking mixed with sort of like
How far away does it sound?
a couple hundred feet.
I'll peek back into the tent. Is Quid still there? Are you still there?
He's somewhere in the tent.
Do I see anyone just like there?
Yeah, probably could.
There's a
So loud, dangerous sound.
do you want it? I have to. Oh, I'm going out towards the danger zone. That sounds like a great plan. And Quid leaves.
I'll just, I don't know. I'll stand like right in
What's
front
up?
of the entrance, but like not in the tent. Just like so I could jump in if I need to.
We're gonna be entering a combat. Please.
Step into the doorway.
Okay. You also begin hearing this. I don't think any of you would ever have encountered these creatures. So
Oh,
Well,
that's not
the
good.
But
last
have
time I
I-
heard
have-
creepy ass
Have I
laughing,
read about them?
one of my friends got his had part of his soul eaten.
Eden, where are you?
Oh,
So
that's not
So I
good.
would have probably remained outside, safely studying the flowers.
Okay. Yeah, you also hear this laughter. Roll a either name. Roll a history check. Not you.
History, okay, I feel that. Ooh, that's a nice number. History. Oh, there's no difference. Dirty 20.
You've never actually heard this, but just from descriptions, it sounds vaguely like hyena calls.
No, wait. Eden and Nev have encountered gnolls before, if it's at all.
Yeah, is that relevant information?
I
I
didn't
I mean,
know
I'm
that you
looking
had.
at a bunch of Knoll minis over
Yeah.
there, so yeah.
Yeah. That was our session 0.
Yeah, I didn't forget that. Yeah. So Nev, if you are now starting to come out, you will recognize that. And Eden,
Nev-
Nev
you,
probably isn't. Nev's had such a
Eden, you
hectic
did
day.
recognize
The
it
fuck?
as the sounds of a gnoll hunting pack. It is beginning to draw closer.
Um,
I'm ready to kill.
I mean, we should maybe. But I've missed it. Maybe we should all just hide the tent somewhere and hide.
Londana, what's your passive perception?
20.
Please, we've had such a hectic 24 hours.
Festive motherfucker.
I need to not open with combat next time. We need to process, please. We need time. We need process time.
You hear the snapping of branches in the trees around you.
They're here. What do we do?
Looking around you see, like, sort of one, like, little claws peeking through the trees and a, like, draconic snout, the face of a little gray kobold peeking through one of the trees, looking at you.
Oh shit, they see us. No!
And suddenly the trees are alive with motion as a bunch of kobolds all jump out of the trees and begin picking up slings and spears and charging towards you.
Oh,
And that's where we're going to go ahead and end the session.
Whatever.
I'll go man the back.
It's the
Ah.
Emerald.
I'll get the machine gun.
None that you recognize, but
We could have had Kirk. The Kirk.
Immense
Wielder
weapon in that wagon.
But thank you for joining us. Went slightly over, but not too much. But we will pick up the story there in roughly a week. You already stopped. Did you not? No. Okay, I heard a click.
And we're done.
Right.
We will pick up the story there in roughly a week's time. But until then, we will see you. Bye-bye.